Welcome to Tides of Change Roleplaying's Heart's Fire Saga, Episode 4. This week we're going to be picking up with Star and Musto, our two would-be Jedi. We are losing one of our members, but we've picked up a new third. We'll cover how we're working that in here shortly. For those, we've already rolled our Destiny points and morality for the session, and they're going to be starting off with 3 dark side Destiny pips, and Star's morality triggered this week, so Star will be basically going for double the potential morality gains or losses this week throughout the session. When we left off, the group was, the 3 Jedi had made contact with Jessamine Akbar on her way to Solus. They rescued her from a group of pirates. One of the pirates that they incapacitated lost his arm and is being turned over to authorities when they get to Solus, and one of the pirates escaped in an escape pod. So there are multiple potential issues there for them down the road. When they get to Solus, things go pretty smoothly with the initial landing and whatnot. Jessamine has the paperwork because this is where they were initially coming for their diplomatic mission. They have a shipyard company that they're meeting up with. Jessamine arranges for Star, Musto, and our previous player's character to have temporary lodging in a hotel nearby that has easy access. Basically, she pays them up for a month so that they're able to get their feet under them and that kind of thing. But very quickly, reality sets in, and you need credits for everything in this world. And so the Jedi, in the downtime between sessions, will have had many conversations about what they're going to do about that. And that's how we're explaining one of them going off. He actually decides to follow a Force vision that he feels he needs to follow alone, and that's how we're going to explain him being missing. That way, if Callie ever is able to rejoin us, his character is still out in the galaxy, and they may occasionally hear about events that he's helping to cause. So, real quickly, Alan, if you would go ahead and greet whoever our audience might be and give us a quick rundown of what you'll be playing in the game.
Hi everyone, I'm Alan from the What the Dice channel. I've been fortunate enough to get a space in this game. And today I'm going to be playing a pilot, a Duros pilot called Rudavig, who has been shot down over Solus by the Empire, and his ship, the Rusty Rancor, is in pieces, and he's got no money to fix it, so he's found himself hustling for contracts, cargo contracts, like driving freight around on Solus for the past few years. So yeah, that's who I'll be playing.
Alrighty. One of the things Alan didn't mention is his character is made using the Age of Rebellion mechanics, so he has duty as opposed to morality or obligation. So he's not as stressed out as some of our Edge of the Empire characters would be, and he is actually a member of the Rebellion, although he hasn't done much for them yet, mostly driving cargo around and that kind of thing. Because of the way the Rebellion is at this time and the way the mechanics work, it makes sense that it's actually taken him some time without any significant resources of his own to make a name for himself and be trusted. Word came down to this Duros pilot that they've got 2 people that happen to live in, have settled in his neighborhood at the moment that they need him to help keep an eye out for and help out if he has any ability to do so. Basically, the higher-ups have informed him that these 2 are persons of interest to the movement. Those 2 people happen to be Star and Musto, who, in the interim period, I'm sure have taken whatever odd jobs they could find. Maybe Star's a waitress, I don't know. I'll let you guys kind of fill in what they've been doing. But, I mean, it's one of those things that they can't be too picky because they've grown up on a moon. They don't have the proper paperwork to get, like, government jobs and that kind of thing. Not to mention Musto's an alien, so it's not like the Empire's going to give him a job anyway. But the main thing is that over the intervening month, they've had time to kind of get acclimated to the world a little bit. Um, Ruda has like given them a ride here and there, so y'all are at least acquainted with each other at this point. And Star and Musto and Ruda, you're all hearing about the destruction of Alderaan and a place called Yavin 4 by an Imperial weapon. Apparently, it's able to take out entire planets and moons at a time, and it has been used to wipe out insurrection on these two worlds, and it's a pretty hot topic. Some people say that the Empire's fear-mongering, and other people say it's justified, and all this kind of stuff. So there's a lot in the current news, and of course there's different rumors about what the Empire is actually doing, and whether or not the rebels have survived whether or not the insurrection is still going on, and that kind of thing. Does anyone have any questions about that kind of interim period, or anything specific y'all want to accomplish during that period? Musto, I see your lips moving, but your mic's muted.
Also, I want to get my blaster rifle fixed that I scavenged.
Okay. Yeah. Basic repairs. I think. I don't remember if there was serious damage, but yeah, y'all are able to work on that and get it in working order at least. Let's see here. All right. So one day, a cantina that's kind of become y'all's regular like hangout for supper type location. The two of you are there, and we'll say that Ruda happens to be there as well. It's kind of one of those places in the neighborhood that people tend to go to. Tommy, I think you're giving some feedback. I don't know if you might. But one day y'all are in there, and news comes down, like the news broadcast that is on is interrupted. And you see what appears to be the site of a bombing, and you hear a voiceover from someone who was speaking with a very core world thick accent, like basically telling of the atrocities that the Empire has done upon this sector, and then you see it's a montage video basically where you see another bombing site and that kind of thing. And it pans through about 3 or 4 different sites that look to be neighborhoods that look like they've been bombed out. And the individual in question claims that the Empire is responsible for all of these assaults against aliens. And of course, this being a mixed bar, some people very hushedly are agreeing, and other people are saying that's crazy and that kind of thing, conspiracy theorist and all that good stuff. So what do you, like, you guys get a moment here to interact and voice some opinions and that kind of thing.
Ruda, like, he sat there with his drink, he's watching the TV, and when he sees this montage, he just kind of slams his fist down on the table, and it's just like, doesn't say anything out loud, but he's shaking his head and he's bristling with like kind of an inner rage, just looking at this.
Okay. Star or Tommy, y'all want to do anything specific?
I'm just listening, sitting there eating,
Okay.
taking it all in.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like this ever. I'm pretty kind of scared and confused.
Okay. The broadcast cuts to black, and there is a image that comes up. It is the Rebel Alliance symbol. You guys all know what I'm talking about, even though your characters may not identify it immediately. That symbol on a black field, and that symbol is bleeding in this image, like it's dripping blood from several points on it, giving it a very like it's clearly blood, but it almost makes it look like the image is actually weeping, the symbol. And then it fades to black, and then it comes right back to the news broadcast that is now 45 seconds further into the broadcast, like it didn't even realize it got interrupted, basically.
Here's Tommy with the weather.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So we're all sitting together, right?
Or at least nearby enough.
All right. So I look over and I can see Ruta. Like, I imagine we're kind of like at a bar. I don't know. That's what I imagined that.
Yeah.
And I look down and Ruta's a couple down, and I go, Ruta, what does that mean?
That means that there's troubling times ahead. Looks like the Empire is out of control, destroying civilizations on a whim. It's not a good time.
That was real?
I believe so. It was on the TV, so it must be real.
Okay. If she has like her fork with her food on it, it just just shoves the food piece in her mouth and kind of looks very scared of that whole idea.
It's not a good time to be joining the galaxy. Maybe you'd be safer back on your moon.
I don't even know where that is. They said it wasn't charted.
Yeah.
Well,
Plus, they have better food here.
And I look over and hold up my fork and shaking at him.
All right. About this time, a Nemodian who happens to be in the bar, who is clearly drunk, like almost blackout drunk, gets up from his seat somewhere down the bar, and then he starts shaking a fist, pointing at the screen, and then he points at the barkeeper and says, "See, I told you they were going to do it." And then he just falls over unconscious. The other patrons in the bar just kind of chuckle, because what else do you do whenever someone gets blackout drunk and says something silly? And go on about their business. A bouncer comes and collects the Nemodian and starts to ferret him towards the front door to kick him to the curb. Does anyone want to do anything?
Rude is just muttering to himself into his drink.
Okay. Alrighty. You guys carry on throughout that evening with no other crazy interruptions and whatnot. It'll be a couple of days later, so y'all have been on Sullust a little over a month now for Musto and Star, when the hotel, which you guys have managed to extend the time you've paid up for and are trying to figure out if you want to find something more permanent or whatever, with your odd jobs and whatnot. There is a knock at your door, though.
Is there a peephole in the door?
Yeah.
Well, probably slightly more high-tech than that. It's probably one of those push-button cameras type thing.
All right, what do we see on the other side?
There is a person in local security officer, a human in the local security officer uniform, and a stormtrooper.
And I look over at Musto. I go, "What do you do now?"
It wasn't me, I swear.
Well, you went out last night. What do you mean it wasn't you? I was here all night. And I look all kind of downward.
I go in the bathroom and shut the door.
Oh, so the door shuts. And I go, "Thanks." And I get myself all kind of gussied up and looking good, and I push the door.
All right. The local security person says, "Is there a Nemodian living here?"
Nemodian? What's a Nemodian?
amphibian thing with knotted fishtail things, big black eyes.
There's a Musto. He's in the bathroom. He was afraid, I think.
Ah.
Here, look, I pushed the door thing. Does it open? Or have you locked it?
It opens, and I'm sitting there talking to myself.
All right, so there's a Musto. The officer says, yes, Musto. I've been sent to ask you to come and answer some questions down at the station.
Now, I asked you, what did you do? And you said nothing.
About what?
A occurrence that occurred at a bar 2 nights ago that a witness described a Nomodian, and our surveillance tracked a Nomodian back to this hotel. And the hotel was able to tell us that there's one staying here.
Well, I don't want shot, so I guess I'll comply.
That is to your advantage, he says, as he kind of gives that nervous, I really don't want to be here, and there's a stormtrooper here to escort me in doing my job, so this is more dangerous than I normally signed up for type look. All right, so you go along with him?
So using my sense power right now would be a really bad idea.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But it
That'd
possibly
be a really
could be
good
really
idea.
good. I think I'm gonna try it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it on the security. Well, no, I want to use it on the stormtroopers. Gonna be way harder.
You said sense, right?
Right.
So, which powers do you have again? The first basic, and then control on the right or left?
I have control on the right. Oops, wrong thing. All the way up to 1 second. Through the second level for range and magnitude. So,
okay. So
so
ahead
I can
roll your force die.
Okay. So I need to hit the same color we have, right? Is that what the idea is?
Well, okay. You spend a white or a light or a dark side point to activate the effect of the control, but because you are not a dark side force user, you can, in order to use a dark side pip, you would have to take 2 strain and flip a light side destiny point, which y'all have none of at the moment. So you need a light side pip to show up in order to sense anything.
Okay.
Normally you can use dark side. It's just not for you.
Right.
But you got 2 light side pips, so that means you can sense both of their current thoughts.
Yes. See, it was a very good idea right now.
Okay. So the local policeman, he is hoping that this goes smoothly. He has a bet with the buddies at the bar tonight. He wants to catch the local sports game. He is business as usual and hoping that this is not going to turn really bad. Okay? That's basically his surface thoughts. The stormtrooper he's like, the door is 13 meters down the hall to the right. We are on the 3rd floor. I mean, he's thinking about possible escapes. You hear him as he's rattling off. Description of your room is standard hotel room, bathroom door open because the suspect came through. I mean, he's serious about security right now.
And absolutely by the book.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing that seems pretty abnormal. The one thing you do pick up on is that the police officer referred to Musto as possibly a witness of something. The surface thoughts of the stormtrooper refer to Musto as the suspect.
As a suspect, okay.
So that's the only thing of note, really, other than just the basic idea of their surface thoughts.
Okay.
Oh, and he also refers to Musto as the alien in his thoughts, not Nautilin or Musto or anything like that.
That is the stormtrooper?
Yeah, the stormtrooper.
Okay. All right.
So then, Musto, assuming you comply, basically, the stormtrooper falls in to step behind you, with the security guard ahead of you leading the way down the hall and out of the building. So, when you get outside the building, there is a airspeeder, like local security airspeeder. Behind the passenger seat is a second officer, and in the back seat there's it's one of those bench ones that has like room for like 6 people in the back, basically. There's a second stormtrooper sitting there, or actually, he's standing beside the vehicle whenever you come out, and then he opens the door, basically, and he gets in. The first stormtrooper waits for you to get in. They all load up in there, basically, to where you're riding to the station with 2 stormtroopers and 2 cops.
So this is pretty serious, guys.
And we're riding together. That's correct.
They do not. They're not asking you to come along, Star.
Oh, okay.
So, like, they make it clear once you actually get down to the vehicle. Like, if you're just walking along with them, then they're not really that worried about it. But once you get to the vehicle, they're like, "No, we were ordered to bring the Nautilin in. If you wish to meet us at the station, we're going to Station 13."
Okay, thank you. And do it kind of okay, and I turn around and go back in our, domicile. So
luckily, you know a pilot who has access to cargo speeders that can get around town.
I know, and that's what I'm going to set up.
All right.
So, all right. Well, I just wasn't sure if you were going on for next time.
No, I was just waiting to see. What do you tell Rudolph whenever you give him a buzz?
Yeah, I go back to our space and give Rudolph a buzz and go, "Hey, Rudolph. Hey, Rudolph, you there? Oh, you're always sleeping."
Long night.
Yeah. So this thing kind of happened today. That Musto's not here. And the reason he's not here is because the cops and a stormtrooper guy took him, and they were not. They were saying he's a suspect of things and stuff, man. This is not.
Stop. Don't say any more. Let me buzz you in. Bzzzt. So I'm assuming you're out. Do we live in the same apartment block?
Well, no, they're in a hotel, so like you can be nearby.
Yeah, I'll just kind of like, come on in. And like, I'll buzz you in because you stood there on the street going, "Stormtrooper suspect."
Yeah, exactly. But I'm sorry, I don't know what to do.
Come on in.
All right. So once he gets over there, comes in. What are you gonna do?
Mate, I'll be pulling some shorts on. He's just woken up. He doesn't know what time of day it is. But
and I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah. What I'm saying is, Musto got taken by the cops, and or whatever that I heard somebody called that at the restaurant the other day. It was weird. Cops means the police officer guys, right?
Yeah, that's not good.
Well, no, I know, and they said suspect. I heard. I can do some weird things with the force, and suspect. That's what they said. It wasn't. That's not good. Okay.
Suspect for what?
They didn't say, and they were not talking to me. And I just keep talking, and then they told me 13, precinct 13 or something. I wasn't paying attention at that time. I'm sorry.
Okay. I think maybe we should go and see what kind of trouble young Musto has got himself into.
But he was with me too. But they said it was 2 nights ago, and he was with me 2 nights ago, and it was not. We didn't do anything wrong.
What were you doing 2 nights ago?
I'm not telling you that.
Okay,
Because until we get with Musto, because I don't want to know. So we were out drinking, maybe some,
okay.
and then I don't remember a lot after that because this is when I
Right.
was really drunk. So I don't know how that he could be in trouble, and I don't really know the answer. I guess. Sorry.
But they didn't want to see you?
Nah, they were not interested in all this, and I kind of do a little twirly thing.
Okay. Precinct 13, I know where that is. Maybe we
Okay.
should head over.
All right.
Okay, I'll
Aren't
finish
you gonna put
getting
some
dressed.
clothes on?
Yes. I'm not going out like this. It's
Hey,
okay.
and I look. You got anything to eat? And I look at him, kind of.
Sure, there's something in the fridge. Help
All right,
yourself.
thanks.
Okay, so I'll finish getting dressed. I want to make sure I've got like my comlink on me in case anyone from my friends want to get in touch or I want to talk to them.
Okay.
But when I finish getting dressed and the stars finished raiding my fridge, I'll beckon for her to let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
Right, head down
Yeah.
to my speeder.
Awesome. Let's go back to Musto for a bit.
Okay.
Musto, are you going to try to strike up a conversation at any point, or are you just along for the ride and seeing what happens, or what?
I'm going to strike some small talk to try and get a feel of what's going on.
Okay. What do you try? Are you trying to talk to one of the stormtroopers or one of the cops? And what are you trying to?
Just the overall whole speeder.
Okay. General.
Just general local events, etc.
Okay.
Generic.
The officer who is driving, he starts chiming back with you. Yeah, I heard about that too, and I'm looking forward to watching the game tonight. That kind of thing. I mean, he seems kind of chatty. The other one seems kind of nervous. But the stormtroopers are impossible to read and don't say anything because their armor makes it hard to read their facial features for some reason. I don't know why.
Can I use my influence on one of the stormtroopers?
Sure.
See if I
you can try.
Okay. Ooh. Nice.
Nice. So 2 light side pips.
I want to make the stormtroopers friendly to me.
So you just have the basic power, or do you have any magnitude yet?
I'm pretty sure I do. I have 1 magnitude and 1 range.
Okay. So you're able to use both magnitude to make both the stormtroopers feel a little bit more friendly to you. So as they get filled with feelings of friendliness, you hear from the stormtrooper that originally came up and led you down. He gives a click and he says, 627, I'm beginning to think this isn't the individual that we were seeking. The other stormtrooper replies, yeah, you're probably right, but they all look the same to me. We got to take them in and find out for sure.
Kind of try to dig some details out of them. So what's all this about, guys? Yeah.
It's one of those things where one of them starts to say something, then immediately shuts it, like the mic goes off on his helmet as he gives like a noticeable sigh, and then the other one's like, well, you see, one of your kind shot at a Imperial officer, so we've got to find the guy who did it. And I mean, just someone's got to pay for. You can't have people shooting at the Imperial officers for no good reason and get away with it. So.
Gotcha. Well, I promise it wasn't me. I'm not even a good shot.
That gets a slight chuckle from him. Yeah, if it had been assault and battery, I'd have a harder time thinking it wasn't you. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. But boss said bring you in, so we're bringing you in. We'll go from there.
Well, can't blame you for doing your job, I guess.
Give me a vigilance test. Difficulty 3 purple.
2 successes and a threat.
Alright, well, it's going to be pretty easy to tell what this threat is. You're going to suffer some strain as this occurs. So you take 1 strain. As suddenly an explosion rocks the speeder, tipping it sideways and causing it to run into the ground. I mean, this is a land speeder, not an air speeder, so it's just a meter off the ground. But it tips it over sideways. All 5 of you go tumbling out as the speeder just kind of tips up on its edge and is sitting there on one side. The piloting guy and the stormtrooper that was on that side get tossed a good ways. The pilot gets knocked unconscious, it appears, or at least stunned and isn't moving from where he lands. The stormtrooper seems to have fared a little bit better, at least his armor protected him some. But they're all kind of slow getting to their feet, as kind of would be normal whenever you're in a major wreck caused by an explosion. What do you do?
Did I get ejected? Or?
I mean, you got knocked out of the vehicle, but not full on ejected, really. I mean, you're able to get up and get running if you want, or whatever you choose to do here. So.
Did it like completely flip, or is anybody hurt, trapped, etc.?
No one's trapped. It's flipped up on its side, like it's sitting on its side. And you guys have all tumbled out, basically. And the guys that were in the side that's now up in the air went further than the guys that were close to the ground, basically.
Well, I want to keep them on my good side. I want to check on all of them.
Okay. So you're the first one to your feet and able to, and you start checking on them. Initially, the stormtroopers seem a little bit panicked by the possibility of having lost a prisoner, but when they see that you're actually helping them, they say everyone behind the speeder, and the officers all both draw or the one officer helps the other, like drags him over next to the speeder, and pulls out his blaster pistols. The stormtroopers both get their carbines at the ready, and they start trying to figure out where the explosion came from, what caused it, and that kind of thing. Do you just kind of wait there with the injured guy, or?
Yeah, I'm going to lay low and see what happens.
Okay. All right. They come over for backup. You can hear sirens in the distance. And then one of the stormtroopers gets shot. A precision shot that goes straight through his helmet, and it's clear he's dead. And like before he hits the ground, he just drops dead weight. He was checking around the back end of the speeder. The other guy that was going to the front, basically they were fanning out because it's clear the explosion came from the other side of the vehicle since it tipped you up this way. So they were looking for it, and he got shot and just dropped by a blaster bolt.
Can I roll perception to see if I've seen that? See where it came from?
Yeah, it'll be pretty difficult though because you got a speeder mostly in the way, so we'll call it 1 challenge and 1 difficulty. So 1 red, 1 purple.
No. 1 fairy. Well.
All right.
I see nothing.
Yeah, you are not able to pinpoint where it came from. You're kind of taken aback by the fact that there's a hole the size, like, of your thumb joint as a Nautilin through this guy's helmet. The awake cop basically grabs the stormtrooper, pulls him back behind the vehicle before he realizes just how severe the wound is, and he calls out to the other stormtrooper, "Your partner seems to be down." At which point the other stormtrooper comms to someone else, indicating that troopers under fire, local constable along with us, assailant unknown, and we have a suspect in our custody for unrelated events. To which chimes come back and more sirens and that kind of thing. Star and Ruda, as you guys get out and about in his little cruiser vehicle that he makes some runs in and whatnot, you can hear sound. What is that noise? Everyone's mic's muted. What is that? I don't know. Anyway, you guys can hear the sounds of sirens and that kind of thing in the distance.
Sorry, what sound were you referring to? What did it just sound like?
You hear emergency personnel sirens, like from local constables and that kind of thing, like cop cars, and ambulance.
Okay, like emergency responders.
Yeah. And they seem to be, like, one of them goes zipping past you in their speeder bike, basically heading in the general direction you guys are headed. Anything you want to do particular?
That doesn't look good. That's a lot of cops.
Well, I don't know about a lot. Half dozen vehicles.
Wait. I don't think we can hear you.
Yeah, we lost your mic again. It's still quiet.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It's kind of weird. A moment ago, I think I heard him slurping through the straw, and it said his mic was muted, and now it doesn't say his mic is muted, and that we can't hear him.
Yeah, it's weird.
Nothing. Try muting your mic. I wonder if your wiring's, like, confused. No. Alright. Well, he's restarting. I guess we'll zip back.
Go ahead and go back to Musto.
Yeah, we'll go back to Musto as you guys are on your way there. Mostly I wanted to figure out if you guys were going to hurry seeing that or try to avoid attention or what.
Yes. I'm interested to see what's going on. So not like, as fast as we can get there, but
Okay.
It's kind of interesting.
Hurry enough.
Yeah, hurried it up a little bit.
Okay. Musto. Alright, so there was the one blaster shot, and of course there's panic and whatnot from the officer who's up and the other stormtroopers. They hunker down behind the vehicle in hopes that doesn't give whoever it is another shot. What do you want to do in that moment?
Hello?
We hear you now.
Yeah, you're back now, buddy.
So there's no other.
What now?
There's no other shots or anything.
Not yet. No, everyone seems to have hunkered out of sight, so he's not just shooting at random people or anything like that.
So it's probably one guy. Am I on the opposite side of the road from the speeder, or where exactly am I?
The speeder tipped up on its side, so the interior of the speeder is facing this way, and you guys are all hunkered behind it. And the shot came from the other side as they were trying to look around, as the trooper was looking around the end. So.
Okay, so where are Star and I? Are we kind of approaching? Are we in a place where we can see us up ahead? What's happening?
Star,
We're getting close.
Would encourage you to hurry up as best as you could to try to see what was going on. So you guys are starting to see. It looks like about 3 speeder bikes have converged, and one of the normal speeder cars for the local police have converged on the scene, and they are making their way there. I mean, none of them are quite there yet, but you guys are able to follow that speeder bike without attracting attention to see what's going on.
Okay.
Mosto, did you want to do anything crazy, or are you hunkering down with them?
As bad as I want to, I'm not going to do anything.
Okay. Just want to make sure you had the option. All right,
Yeah.
so Ruta and Star, whenever you arrive, there's one police cruiser that's up on its side, one that's parked nearby, and 3 speeder bikes that are nearby. And the officers have fanned out a bit. You see up next to the cruiser that's up on its side, you see Musto, the one local officer and 1 stormtrooper standing there. There is 1 stormtrooper and 1 local officer that are down on the ground near their feet as they're hunkered behind this cruiser. You see next to one of the speeder bikes, you see another officer that is down, and the others are all hiding behind their speeder bikes and you see one of them pointing. They're trying to coordinate where the blaster shot came from amongst themselves as they're shouting directions and that kind of thing to each other. Most of the other traffic is veering away from the situation as fast as possible, because that's what people do whenever there's blaster bolts flying.
Okay, so I'll stop at a respectful distance away. You know, we said a lot of traffic's veering away, but as soon as I can see what's going on, I can see Musto and I can see stormtroopers, at which my eyes kind of narrow when I see them, and I realise this isn't normal. You know, why is Musto being taken by these guys of all people? And I'll kind of a little sneer of hatred on my lips. And then I'll look around. Is the shot still incoming?
It looks like so far there's only been a couple of shots, because from your perspective as you're arriving, there's two local cops that are on the ground and 1 stormtrooper. So there may only have been 3 shots. You don't see blaster burns of significant number on the sides of the vehicles or anything like that. It looks like these shots actually hit their targets from your perspective.
Okay. I'll turn to Star and say, normally I wouldn't know what's going on here in this situation, but with stormtroopers present, this reeks of the Empire. So I think those blaster shots are coming from people like my friends that don't want your young friend to go with these stormtroopers. So I suggest this. I'll pull up real close. You tell him to hop in because he trusts you, and then I hit the gas. What do you say?
Sure, if it's gonna work. And I give you a thumbs up.
If it's gonna work.
It'll work. Of course it'll work. I'm a quality pilot. Trust me.
Okay.
So,
and I'm a quality friend, so let's go get my buddy.
okay.
All right.
So yeah, I'll kind of again. I want to take in the situation and see, you know, is this feasible? How fast my speeder is, you know, and what
Because of the way
place
they're all
parking?
hunkering down, you have no doubt that you could get in there and get to Musto before they realize what's going on. Their vehicles are probably faster than yours, because yours is mostly a cargo hauler and theirs are police vehicles. But that is also assumes they get up very quickly from their hunkered position and give chase.
Okay.
Your vehicle's nondescript enough that if you break initial sight, you should be able to blend into the cityscape pretty readily once you get away.
Could I just make a perception check or something to see if I can gauge where the blast of fire came from, judging by...
Yeah, since there's not an active shot to look at, go ahead and give me one that'll be, let's call it difficulty 3, and you'll have a setback since you don't have an active shot to look at.
Okay. Oh, in your face.
Nice. A triumph. Although
Nice.
the success portion is canceled, so you got a triumph and an advantage. So you do not succeed at what you were intending, which is noticing where the blasters came from, but you got a triumph, so something good happens. It was unexpected. So do you have anything in particular you want to call on for that?
Yeah, just kind of like as I'm kind of squinting at where it is, like maybe like the sun glints off like some gun or something in the distance, like like the sun bounces off it and there's a little reflection of light, something that's not part of just like the standard cityscape. It's not like a window, it's like a little glint shining off something. It gives me an idea of roughly where the fire.
Yeah, you'll get an idea of roughly where, and we'll say that while you're panning around looking at trying to get that, you actually spot a spot where you see a traffic jam that is building, that you think once you get Musto, you could actually get out through that traffic jam, and if it continues to close, it would actually give you an escape route. That's what we're going to say the Triumph will lead you to.
Yeah, that's even better.
So, because the Triumph needs to be something that's not directly associated with the intended goal of the roll. So.
Well, that's worked out perfectly. At least I know I can get away when I've picked them up.
Yep.
Alrighty. Okay, hang on, Star. Here we go.
All right.
And I'll floor it.
Okay. Or whatever the equivalent is with the airspeed or land speeder, who knows. All right, so you go for it. You pull up next to them. Musto, you see Star and Ruda in this cargo, basically the equivalent of a cargo van, but it's a speeder. Pull up next to you, and like Star throws the door open for you. What do you do?
Dive in.
Dive in. Okay. Let's see here. The stormtrooper that's behind the vehicle will take a pot shot at you as you flee, because why not? I don't think your armor has defense. You don't have a defense rating, do you, versus ranged?
I don't think so. It's just heavy clothing.
Okay, you just have some. All right, and he failed to miss you, but he got advantage, which he'll use for something else. And all right, so he takes a shot at you, and it doesn't even hit the van. It hits the ground, like beside the van where your feet were, basically. And you get in and are able to slam the door shut, and Ruda is off at a good clip as soon as that door closes.
Oh, yes. Want a pilot and roll?
All right, so...
And we go towards that area that he knew was going to be good, right?
Oh,
the escape route.
He's got his escape route, at least the initial block or two figured out.
Yeah, and I'm like, holy crap, what happened? Where were you? What did they want?
Somebody shot an Imperial officer that was a Nautilin.
Well, it wasn't you.
No, I'm not even a good shot.
We know.
But thanks for the pickup there.
No problem. Just keep your heads down.
All right, so y'all make a run for it, and you're able to lose them pretty easily in the chaos. Where do y'all go from here?
Now, I've been here for a little while, a couple of years, so I want to take them to some of my friends. Is there any kind of like club you can go to where they got a hidden door at the back behind the bookshelf or whatever? That kind of
There
establishment.
is a safe house that you could go to. But
Well,
it's
that's what I'd like to.
normally for actual members of the movement, so bringing them there would be unusual since they haven't officially joined. But if you think you're going to recruit them right now, then by all means.
Well, I'm panicking. I've been told to keep an eye on them. They are important to the cause. I'm gonna gamble that, you know, stormtroopers after them. Any enemy of a stormtrooper is, you know, probably our friend.
Okay. Or at least not your enemy.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I've been told to keep an eye on them, so they're special for a reason.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll make a plan to try and get to the safe house. But once I've lost the initial chase and I've blended in with the other traffic, I'm gonna make sure that I stick to the speed limit, follow, you know, stop at the stop signs,
do everything you can to blend in, basically.
Yeah, and tell them to keep their heads down.
All right.
If I've got a tarpaulin or something in the back, they're under that kind of thing.
Gotcha. All right. You guys make it to your safe house, and it's one of those things that not everyone goes there every day or whatever, but you know there's about a half dozen other agents on the in this area that use it periodically. At least it's somewhere safe, and you might run into some others of the alliance. So.
Yeah, I want to park my speeder at least a block away as well.
Okay.
I'm not parking it right outside the front door.
Sounds good.
And Star does not get that concept. She's asked you a million questions on the way back over there. Just let you know.
So I'll just keep hushing you.
Nice. All right. So this particular safe house is basically it's the underside of what would be in our world an automotive garage. So I mean it's like an automotive garage / junkyard. So it makes its money by repairs and that kind of thing. But you know that there's basically a basement that they use for some purposes. And when you get there, the place is kind of quiet and whatnot, but the normal employee that's out front kind of gives you the signal wave type thing as you make a beeline getting these two undercover type thing. So once you get inside, it's basically like think of a basement that's been like had half of it turned into 3 dorm style living quarters to where it's like emergency like bare minimum bedrooms with 2 bunk beds each in them type thing, to where 12 people could live here, but it would not be comfortable for all of them. But I mean, it gives you somewhere to work from. So once y'all get there, what do you want to do?
Okay. Would I know who's in charge of this facility, or?
You know that the employee, the garage owner, is part of the movement, and I mean he'd be someone you can talk to if you're trying to contact someone specific. There's also a communication device down here that is encrypted, and that you don't know who's on the other end, but some of your orders have come through this device and that kind of thing. So.
Okay, I'll say to the garage owner, "Morning. I need to get these two safe now. Get them out of sight. They just had a run-in with some stormtroopers."
He rolls his eyes a little. He's a heavy-set Solistan. He just kind of rolls his eyes. Yeah, take him on down there. Dub.
Okay, guys, go. I'll start ushering them like down where we've been told to go.
All right.
Okay.
Musto and Star, this is not the most amazing place you've been since you got off the moon, or even on the moon, for that matter. But I mean, there's a wall of tech devices and whatnot. There's a maintenance droid that's cleaning up around the place and that kind of thing. That looks like it's seen better days. And that kind of thing. So y'all just gonna hunker down and wait, or do y'all want to?
Hey, Rita, where have you brought us?
Somewhere safe. Somewhere out of sight of Imperial eyes.
Oh.
Just-
Like it's okay.
Look, there'll be time for questions later. At the moment, just get in there.
Yeah.
I'll
Well, I mean,
speak
y'all are all
smart.
downstairs, so it's fine.
Oh no, I walked in, but I just want to know. Okay.
Take a seat. And I'll just like kind of gesture at a chair or a bench. Just sit down. I'll sort this out.
And I look
Okay.
over at Musto. Just mouth to him. He's mean.
Can I make a perception to see if I noticed that?
Sure.
Too
We'll
difficult.
call it.
Oh,
Oh god.
Rolling triumphs for fun.
Yeah, this is great. So what are you gonna do to me now?
Look, Star, this
So-
mean person's trying to
Yeah.
save your lives.
Yeah.
Sit down and be quiet.
Okay.
It's
And
just
I give
somebody
it.
can do.
I give 2 thumbs up, and then I just kind of look down.
All right.
I'll get on that encrypted device
Mhm.
and just be like, this is Mort calling Orson. Mort calling Orson. Come in. Using just some made up code names that are just kind of popped
Yep.
into my head.
It takes about a minute before a response comes through. Of course, it's distorted as it always is when they talk to you, and they ask, "What's going on?" This is not the scheduled contact time.
I know, but desperate times call for desperate measures. Your 2 young friends that you've asked me to keep an eye on, one of them was taken by stormtroopers, but en route to, I assume, the station, they were involved in some sort of shoot-up. I'm guessing that's down to our friends. But I brought them here because I had nowhere else to take them, and the stormtroopers didn't seem happy about me absconding with them. What do you want me to do?
The voice on the other side. Did the green skin one show any of his talents off in the exchange?
He showed he was good at hunkering down behind a vehicle and he can make a quick getaway, but apart from that, no.
Good, good. Then all is good still. Lay low. Let me gather some information as to what they know and what they suspect and that kind of thing. I'll be in contact in about an hour.
Okay, well, the girl's got lots of questions, as usual. What should I tell her? She seems scared, worried, and impatient.
Tell her.
Hello?
Hang on a second.
I'll start tapping the headpiece. Hello? Let's troll the GM a little bit.
Tell her
Love it.
that
Love
there
it.
is no chaos, there is harmony.
Is that song lyrics?
Yes.
Okay. Right, well, I'll be awaiting your call. At which point I'll put the receiver down, turn around to Star and say, "Now, young one, in answer to your question, there is no chaos, only harmony."
And what is Star's reaction to this statement? That's what I want to know, because that's going to make me laugh, I'm sure.
What?
I'll say it.
Wait,
There is no
wait,
chaos,
Corey,
only
you know
harmony.
what that line is from.
wait. Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure you...
What the? What? That doesn't even make no sense. You said 3 things that doesn't even go together. Like,
It makes
guys
as
just
much
putting
sense to
us
you as
on.
it does to me.
I'd like answers. Okay, now I'd like to use my force power on him to see if I can see what the real answer is. I want to use my sense power on him.
Okay. Go ahead and try.
All right, here we go.
Watch it be dark side.
Baby. Oh, I hope it's not.
It is. Oh, you can't get a read on him at the moment.
No, I don't get a read. All right,
I walk over and grab Star, and I was like, he just saved my life. Let's play this out for a little bit.
he's full of crap, and I and I realized that I put my hand on the wrong side.
Hey, I'm probably one of the only friends you've got right now. I'll tell you again what I was told to tell you. There is no chaos, only harmony. Now you know as much as I do. We've got to sit down and wait unless you want those guys in the white armor to come back looking for your friend again.
No.
Now we're all in trouble. Me just as much as you. We're in this together, whether you like it or not.
It's like harmony.
Ruder will just nod his head. Uh-huh.
And I look at him and I just start laughing real hard.
All right.
I'm glad you think this is funny. I'm in serious trouble now. There goes my contracts and my shipping license.
Who needs shipping licenses? What is a shipping license?
It means I can make money. I'm trying to fix my ship.
Oh, well, let's do that. Wait, did we mess that up, you said?
Got 50,000 credits. We'll go fix it right now.
I got 50 credits back at the place. Probably not anymore. Seeing that Musto screwed it up and I flicked my hand at him.
All right.
Okay, and that's good because I could RP forever. It's kind of one of my things.
Yeah. All right. So about an hour later, the comlink beeps again.
Hello?
Yes. So it seems that there's been a case of mistaken identity. The locals are looking for a different Nautilin who isn't even male and is about 30 years older than Musto. But as normal Imperials, they make mistakes in that regard when there's aliens involved.
Tell me about it.
But the heat is turned up because of recent events around the area, so I have a contact on another planet that needs some assistance, and we need to get the three of you out of here. So I'm going to arrange for you to meet him. The question is, do you want to take public transport to Corellia, or do you want to abscond with a ship?
Well, if you can get the Rusty Rancor back into the sky, we'll go with that.
I can't, no. I do know of a potential target for you to steal if you would rather. Or I can arrange transport for you.
No, taking these two on public transport, they're like fish out of water. They'll give our cover away the first time she opens her mouth.
There's robotic laughter from the intercom at that one. Oh, goodness. To be a child again. Alright, so I'm sending you coordinates. This is a ship. It's not the fastest around, but it's something that the owner uses only occasionally. And I happen to know that the owner is out of town at the moment. So it's at a shipyard that has minimal security, and you may be able to get in and take without too much hassle.
Okay, that sounds good. What's the ship's name? Sorry. Damn players asking their questions.
Wait, what? Did I miss something?
The ship's name is...
Oh.
The Ambitious Hut.
Okay, and can you send the coordinates to me?
They are being sent now. They should be on your consoles momentarily.
Fantastic. Well, look, I'll get these two safely off world to meet your friend. But in the meantime, can you try and get my rusty Rancor repaired, please?
I will see what I can do. I can at least get it transferred to a shipyard where some of our people may be able to work on it.
Fantastic. That's all I can ask.
Hope to hear from you soon.
All right, we'll be in touch. Oh, who are we supposed to meet? And where are we going?
We're going to Corellia.
Corellia? Any particular district? It's a big place.
Well, yeah, you're going to Corellia itself, not any of the other planets in the system. You're going to this district. Here, the information to contact who you need to meet with. His name is Rhodes.
Rhodes. And whereabouts on Corellia can we find him?
The information comes across the console for you for that kind of stuff.
Okay, fantastic. Right, we'll be on our way and we'll be in touch as soon as we touch down in Corellia.
Good luck.
Thank you. I think we'll need it.
Alrighty.
Okay, I'll turn back to the other two and just say, good news, children. We're getting off this planet. Personally, I've been waiting here for 3 years trying to get off.
It's a good thing we showed up.
Now. Yeah, I guess. Now, the problem is the ship we need to get off planet isn't exactly ours. So we're going to have to borrow it. Do you know what borrowing is?
You're gonna steal it. Don't try to play us.
No, we're gonna borrow it in the sense that we'll try and give it back when we're done. But it's the safest way to get you guys off this planet.
Well, we can just take the public stuff. I see people do it all the time.
No. You guys would stand out like a sore thumb. I cannot risk taking you on public transport. Look, we're going to have to go and borrow this ship. So just keep quiet, keep your head down, follow my lead. Okay? Musto, are you okay?
Doesn't look like we have an option.
No, this is the only option, unfortunately. Okay, ready yourselves. We're out of here.
Well, can we go back to our place or no?
No. That would be the first place the Imperials would be looking for you, so I don't think that's a good idea.
Okay.
We can pick you up another toothbrush and things on the way. You've only been here a short while. I can't imagine you've got much of value in that apartment anyway.
I just hope Musto has the important things.
Always.
Okay, cool.
Alrighty. Okay, I'll go back up and I'll speak to the mechanic. Do I know where the ambitious hut's being stored?
Yeah, you've got coordinates for that.
Is it a compound?
It's a private land, like a private airport that some of the rich people, well, some wealthy people who want to avoid imperial customs use.
That'll work.
So.
Okay. Right. So essentially, the plan, Corey, is to gather my two erstwhile comrades, head back to my hovercraft, and just take the roads where there would be most traffic. Head to this airport. Them two keeping their heads low, and I'm hoping that as I'm some sort of delivery guy, I've got markings on my ship, or I've got at least an ID card that says I'm a cargo delivery type dude, and head there.
Was there any clothing down there? I could get a hood or something, being they're looking for me.
Yeah. Some basic stuff. You have to look through a couple of bins to find something that fits quite right, because you're kind of massive, but that's kind of one of those things that a safe house probably needs, is a supply of just random clothing. so people can change their picks. Alrighty. So, what is y'all's plan? I mean, you get to this place. It is it's a private airfield, basically. It's nothing extremely fancy. There's minimal security.
But we have access. It's not like we're going to have any problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's somewhere you have access to because there's a public area, but to get to the ship you need, you might have to get creative.
Okay.
So do y'all have any ideas of how you want to approach that?
Well, I guess scouting...
Y'all can try to just sneak if you want to, but I mean, like, or do y'all want to do some sort of cover story type thing?
Yeah. So is there like a little checkpoint thing or something like that where you'd have to, or is it like gated all the way around it, like type deal thing?
I mean, there's
a
gate most of the way around it, and there's an entrance with like a parking, think like an airport parking lot, where they got to just come take a ticket and then go park over here.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can walk into the building, which has like an open foyer area, but then there's it's like a big warehouse docking area, basically, where ships are just parked.
Okay, I think I've got an idea.
Okay.
Right. What I'd like to do, I'm hoping that in my speed, I've got some sort of toolbox or whatever for like repairs if my ship ever my hovercraft kind of.
Yeah, I mean, you've got
just
some tools.
A basic toolbox, yeah, it's fine. Okay. So I'll look at Musto and Star. How differently clothed are they? Do they look like they're blatantly trying to hide, or are they just looking inconspicuous?
Star looks pretty inconspicuous. I mean, the Nautilus, he's got him a robe, but you can put the hood down or just leave the robe, and then he's got his normal clothing.
Right, but I'm just, I look like any other person walking around. Appropriately.
Okay. Alright, okay. So what I'll do is I want to open like my kind of engine hatch or whatever, and whatever the Star Wars equivalent of oil is, I want to kind of like dip my hand in and kind of like smear some oil stains on our hands, but on the face, so it looks like we're mechanics of sorts.
Okay.
And our cover story, guys, is we're going in because we've been ordered to perform some routine repairs on the ambitious hut. Okay, let me do the talking. Star. I say that again, let me do the talking.
And I giggle.
Just follow my lead, and hopefully we'll be out of here in 2 shakes of a hut's tail. So,
Let's see what you did there. That was funny there, Meg.
Thank you. So that's the plan. I'm going to kind of try and like look like we're just some sort of maintenance repair team, and we're going in just to check a few things. And hopefully talk me
Give
way out of
me
them.
a deception test.
Oh, you bugger.
Difficulty one challenge and 1 difficulty, but you're going to get 2 boost dice to this because you took the time to actually use the oil and to help try to look the part, and the other because you got 2 people assisting you in this. So.
Okay, and did you just flip a dice then? Did you?
Yeah. To make it a red and a purple for the difficulty.
So I can't
really
use
good
one
for
now.
me.
Right. It's on this roll that you're getting.
You sausage. Right. Okay.
Well, y'all rolled bad at the start. That's not my fault.
Oh, an advantage. Not completely failed.
Okay. So you're going through, and basically most people don't even give you a second look. I mean, you see maintenance guys walking into a hangar. Most people are like, whatever. I mean, and this is one of those kinds of places where people don't ask a lot of questions. So you make it to The Ambitious Hut. The Ambitious Hut is a Sorosub Luxury 3000 space yacht. For those who have the Edge of the Empire book handy, it's on page 262. I think there's a picture there. I'm looking in Ogg Dudes, though. But it's basically a luxury cruiser type vehicle.
I gotta look up and up.
You get under it, and you are now trying to look the part as you get the door open. Give me a computer's test to slice the door.
Sure you don't want mechanics, bro?
Slicing is, well, computers would be getting in without, by like just either guessing the password or entering a password and making it work or whatever, like hacking the system, whereas mechanics would be actually disabling the normal security system and then trying to disable the door enough to get in. So, I mean, both could be feasible, it's just a matter of which one you want to do.
Okay, which one has the least air of difficulty to it?
Computers would be difficulty 2, mechanics would be difficulty 3.
Okay, alrighty.
And what page was that again?
262, I think.
260.
Okay, I'm gonna flip a point for this. I know it's our last one, but we gotta get on board.
Go for it.
Alright.
Nice. So success and advantage, so you're able to slice the door, and with the advantages that it doesn't even take you very much time to do so. Apparently you guessed right on the third try.
Okay.
And as the door opens, you find your nostrils assaulted by a terrible smell. You're not sure what it is you're smelling, but it's bad. But you're in.
Is there anybody on the ship?
Y'all go ahead and get in.
Noise. It's assaulting my nose. And she's holding her nose as she's walking through.
Okay. Y'all get in and you shut the door immediately, or let this air out a little bit, or what?
I look to him and go, "You're gonna let this air out a little bit, right?"
Well, basically, is it like some sort of cargo ramp that just came down?
Yeah.
Like
Well,
the Millennium Falcon style.
that kind of look, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll kind of, as I've got that open, I'll usher those two on board. I'll catch a smell of it myself, but then I'll look around. Is anybody paying any attention to
Not
what's going on? Okay, well, I'll just look busy, like underneath, and giving it as much time to wear out as possible. But the minute I kind of, I'll just want to make sure no one's paying too close attention to what's happening. But at the moment, it looks like it's just me working on a panel near the door. Those two should be hidden on board.
Okay.
Is there anybody inside?
Nope. And everything seems to be powered down, so it's not even like it's expecting someone.
So
I mean, it's not off, but I mean it's in the power down state.
Yeah, is the smell getting worse as we're getting further into the?
You know how when you smell something really bad, you're hoping you start to acclimate to it because it's that bad?
Okay. Does it smell like something died?
No, it does not smell dead. It smells like trash of some kind.
Okay.
Can we find the source of this smell?
You gotta start like explore this. Just to see what the smell is.
I just look at Busto and it smells like how the master used to go to the bathrooms. Can we get rid of this? Come on, let's go.
Yes, please.
All right. So you all look for a couple of minutes. Ruko, you're able to maintain the charade for a couple of minutes, but you start to suspect that some people may be getting suspicious since your companions have not shown up again. So you kind of think you're at the point where you gotta make a move one way or the other.
Okay. In which case, I'll dash on board, close the ramp, and just say to the others, "Get ready. We're going to be leaving momentarily. Did you find the source of that stench?"
Seems to be everywhere.
Well, keep looking. If you find the source of that smell, stick it in the airlock, and when we're in space, we'll blow it out. But we're getting
as you're going through the vehicle, a couple of things catch y'all's attention. You don't find the source of the smell, but you do notice that a lot of the chairs, like, they're bigger to the point where Musto finds them big and everyone else finds them huge. If that makes sense. Not like a freaking giant's in them or whatever, but like Musto's built like a rock because he's Brawn 4 or whatever. He's a big race. So I mean, all the chairs are comfortable with excess for Musto. Like Musto, you're like, I could put on 100 pounds and still sit in this seat without that issue. Everyone else is like, man, I'm going to slide back and forth.
Well, so the previous owners were pretty big people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, strap yourselves in, guys, as best you can. I'll do the same in the cockpit and start, like, do you do your astrogation now or when you're in space?
When you're in space.
Okay. Right. Strap in, guys, we're leaving, and I'll start firing up the engines. Like, kind of looking around out the cockpit, see if anyone's alarmed by this.
Alright. Give me a computer's use first, bypassing any security processes that are on the piloting system. Difficulty 2.
Difficult? Yeah.
Yep.
I would try to help, but I'm sure I know nothing of computers.
2 failure, 2 advantage.
Alright. Well, you have some difficulty getting into the system. But luckily all that does is just slow you down because I mean, there's no one really looking at this point. And you haven't gotten so far as to be turning everything on yet. So, a few minutes later, give me another try. I mean, I guess, actually, don't bother rolling, because now that I think about it, it's one of those things that, given enough time, you will eventually get in. Alright, so you take off and you head for space. You doing anything special about your exit or anything like that? I mean, are you beelining it? Trying to be inconspicuous? What are you going for?
Well, as we're taking off the local control tower, or whatever it be, I'll just say, Control Tower, this is the ambitious hub preparing for departure. Is our airspace clear? In my most natural pilot voice, like I'm scheduled to be doing this.
Okay. The pilot, or the control tower, has a droid response. It says, heard Ambitious Hut, you are clear for departure in 2 minutes and 17 seconds.
Copy that. Thank you, Control. And I'll just it'll be the longest 2 minutes and 17 seconds of my life. But again, I'm just gonna hold.
In that 2 minutes and 17 seconds, Star has asked you everything there is about taking off and flying, like, you know,
What's
how
this
to
do?
fly.
What's that do?
Yeah.
It's amazing. Rudolph seems to have developed this skill where he just tunes you out completely, and he just doesn't.
Nonetheless,
he lets it talk.
It's a good skill to have.
Musto is just watching, trying to learn what he's doing.
Okay. All right. And at this point in time, just follow the orders out and that kind of thing. when you get into space as you're plotting your astrogation, you notice something unusual. Because, I mean, you've lived in the system long enough. You know that Source Hub is one of the major manufacturers of private ships in the galaxy. But, and the Imperials have always had some interest in monitoring the Sullustan shipyards. So there's always been some Imperial presence in the system. But you notice that as y'all are exiting, there are 3 Imperial-class Star Destroyers in system at the moment, and 9 Victory-class Star Destroyers, as well as a smattering of smaller ships. I mean, it is a modest-sized fleet of Imperial presence, not just the 1 or 2 Star Destroyers that are normally here at any given time. They aren't, like, blockading. They're just off at the edge of the system. They seem to be here monitoring or refueling or something. But it catches your attention specifically, Ruda, because you're a pilot and you would notice something unusual like that.
Yeah, well, Ruda's pissed off because these were the idiots that shot him down over Sullust in the first place, so he's not happy, but looking at the firepower out there and the fact that I'm on some smelly luxury liner with probably minimal firepower, I'm not going to let my anger get the better of me on this occasion. And
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I'll just plot into the navigation computer.
So did we find this thing yet?
Go, make yourself useful, Star. Find that smell.
Yeah.
You need a
try to
woman's
find that
touch.
smell. Oh, really?
All right.
Okay, she says and turns around and continues to try to get rid of this funk.
You, as you look around, Star, you are able to figure out that the stink seems to be coming from everywhere in the ship, particularly the living quarters. Like, the bedding and stuff smells, the carpet smells, the kitchen smells, everything smells. But it starts to get a little bit less bad because, I mean, as you have now been on the ship over an hour, your senses are starting to get used to it.
Hey, Rada, I got a question. You know, you fly around a lot. I know you go across all these places. You ever heard of people that smell real bad? Like maybe, like, you know, you ever heard of people like that?
Actually, yeah, can I make some sort of, like, would it be xenology or whatever?
Yep.
Yeah, I want to see what's big and smelly.
I also have xenology, but I don't know how I'd know that. That's the only reason why I didn't really want to do it myself. You know what I mean? Like,
Ruda, you'll make this at difficulty 3. Star, you can make it at difficulty 3 with 2 setback dice.
3 with 2, okay.
Just big failure and an advantage.
I'm not even going to try.
And 2 setback there. Okay. That. Oh, look at all those.
Lots of failures. All right. Y'all have no clue. I mean, like Star rattles off like the most stinky race she can think of from y'all's education. Right. And Ruda's like, yeah, I know what one of those are, but that doesn't explain this. And like he gets completely off track, distracted by her suggestion, basically. And y'all can't, between the two of you, can't come up with what this would be.
Well, they're also really big, and it's whatever. Well, whatever. It doesn't matter, I guess. But it smells in here, and so let's get going where you need to get going.
Okay. So at which point I'm going to return to making my astrogation stuff.
Okay.
Ask Ruda what he knows about this planet that we're going to. What to expect.
As a side note, just to be funny.
It's a Gamorrean.
Wait. Oh. Okay.
Stop. 1 second, and I'll be able to answer your question, Musto. There we go, Corellia.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay. Right. So would I need to make some sort of lore check or core worlds check?
Core worlds for knowledge about Corellia.
Okay.
Difficulty, we'll call it 1.
Okay. Difficulty 1. Core worlds is that. Okay. Yeah, I know. So I will tell you, Musto. Well, it's in the Corellian system, in the Corellian sector of the core region. There are 329 days per year, 25 hours in a day. The population is 3 billion, humans 60%, Drael 20%, and Solonians 20%. They speak Basic, and it's mostly forests, hills, plains, with the major city is Coronet, which is the capital, Corvellia, and Tirena. And the areas of interest: Treasure Ship Row, Corona House, the Gold Beaches, and the Solonian Tunnels.
Aren't they nice?
And home to the second best pilots in the galaxy. Behind the Duros.
Obviously.
Are they nice?
There are nice people on every planet. It depends how you treat them, I guess.
Almost every planet.
No. That's what I said almost.
That'll work.
Okay. Now, if you don't mind, let me finish making these checks. If you stopped interrupting me with questions, I could get us out of here before those Star Destroyers take an interest in us. Right, do you want me to make an astrogation roll?
No, you're able to take enough time to get that safely and whatnot.
Okay, cool. Well, strap
You're
in.
an ace pilot. I'm not going to... If you're not under stress, I'm going to say you're able to figure it out when it comes to piloting and stuff.
I've got a source of stress on board, alright, but they seem to have shut up for now, so... okay, strap in, guys. We're about to make the jump to hyperspace. In case you didn't know, that means going very, very fast. So make sure you're strapped in.
Star's eyes open wide. She's not aware of this whole hyperspace thing. Okay.
And in hyperspace twice already.
Yeah, she never paid attention.
In fact, if either of you want to come and see something really cool, come up to join me in the cockpit.
Alright. I'll go to the cockpit.
Yeah, I'm very interested.
Okay, hold on. And as I hit like the hyperdrive button, you get that Star Wars kind of.
Yeah. First time in my life.
Musto and Star, roll me a force die, please.
Force die?
Yep.
Was it both of us?
Yeah, both of you. All right. Is that a Star that rolled the dark side one?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Right as he's reaching for the hyperspace lever thing and starts to push it forward and the lines start to form, Star, you get a very, like, it feels like someone took a cloth dipped in ice water and put it on the back of your neck right at that moment. And as soon as he pushes the lever forward and you go into hyperspace, it fades away immediately.
And I love the view of hyperspace for a second, and then go, oh, that was really weird. And I start moving my neck around all over, and I go, why would it be really cold, like, on the back of my head, right as we started?
Well, space is a very cold place. So an out of character observation would be that was a great time to leave. You know, I'm saying we left just in the nick of time. But yeah, it's very cold in space. That's why. And this ship hasn't been used for a while. The heating system's probably not working too well.
No, I mean, like, really cold. And only, like, and I start pointing at the back of my neck. I mean, like, only right here.
Yeah, I didn't feel anything.
That's unusual. Are you sick?
When I look at him and I go, I don't know what I am. And I, you know, once you're in hyperspace, you can start moving around, right? Like, when I get up and I just kind of go, and I mutter to myself about how weird that was, and I just start walking away from you.
Why don't you go and look for something to eat? That usually makes you feel better.
I'm not eating anything in this ship. It smells like shit. And she walks away.
Ruda will breathe a sigh of relief. Ah, she's gone.
Yeah, that's fine. And I do go off and, exploring the ship. Is there anything to find? Is there anything interesting in the ship? Anything of value, even? She'll get very curious, I'm sure.
You notice in several of the rooms that there are brackets on the wall that would seem to hold something that is not present. You also find a few sets of clothing in some of the closets that are way too big, mostly leather and fur.
Okay, but no weapons, no nothing like that.
No.
Okay. Is there any food?
There are some ration packs in the dining room, but as indicated by the intelligence that Ruda had, it looks like the ship had not been used in a little while, and so it's been kind of bare bones.
Yeah. Okay.
I asked Ruda how long it's going to take us to get there.
Ruda will check the navigation computer.
A little over a day and a half.
Okay. In answer to your question, Musto, a little over a day and a half, so maybe about 36 hours. Use the time however you see fit.
I want to find is there an empty room anywhere on the ship?
Most of the rooms are mostly empty.
I want to find one of those and practice my lightsaber skills.
All right.
My tower distractor stuff. Just jumping around, flip-flopping, all that stuff.
Are you actually getting the lightsaber out too, or are you just going through the calisthenics of it?
Just the motions. I don't want to destroy anything.
You don't trust your control level to keep from slicing through the hole?
Well, does Ruda know I have a lightsaber yet?
He does not.
Exactly.
Okay. I was just making sure, because whenever you do bust it out, I need to make sure Ruda is clear that that's what he knows.
I don't tell him yet. I just go through the motions.
All right.
But Ruda does know that we are Jedi.
Ooh, he doesn't.
No, he does not. Okay. And he was really not seen us do anything Jedi-ish even yet, so he wouldn't know. He just knows that I'm annoying.
Unless you actually use the word Jedi, anything he has seen, he would not necessarily associate with the word Jedi, because he's grown up where Jedi have not existed for 20 years, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay.
Ruda, for the majority of the trip, will just be sat in front of the controls, kind of, because he likes that. That's his domain. He loves it. So you two are free to do whatever you want without me looking over your shoulder, pretty much.
Ruda, as you start to take stock of what this ship has, you discover that this is not a standard luxury yacht. Normally this type of vehicle and service sub comes unarmed. This one actually has an armament. It has a light blaster cannon and a proton torpedo launcher, both of which are forward mounted.
Guns, guns, guns! I like it.
So, does anyone else have anything specific they want to accomplish before you get to the Corellian system?
Well, so here's maybe a definitely out of character thing. What type of things in the system can we do? And I'm not trying to say there's no downtime things that we have to accomplish to make things happen. You just buy things with XP, so it's not like we need to do anything like that, right?
Well,
you see what I'm saying? Like in some systems, you need to make things happen. Like when you're.
Well, I mean, before y'all get to Corellia, though, in hyperspace, is there anything else y'all want to talk about or question or
Okay.
whatever.
Okay,
Once you get to
yeah.
Corellia, you got a contact to reach out.
Right. No, okay, I understood that. All right, so the answer is no, and that's fine.
Okay.
No, I have nothing else.
Okay. All right. You come out of hyperspace at the edge of the Corellian system. Rooted, when do you want to reach out to attempt to contact or contact? Do you want to do it while y'all are still in space to see what information you can get, or do you want to wait till you're on planet, just land through normal means, and then reach out?
Yeah, I think that would be the safer option, rather, because you don't know who's can pick up these
Okay.
comms from space. So I'll rather wait and land.
Gotcha. All right, so you guys land on in Coronet City because it's in one of the districts of Coronet that you were told your contact would meet you, which Coronet is the biggest city on Corellia, so it's even busier than the area of Solus that you were in. So it's a rather big culture shock for Musto and Star compared to what the life they were used to.
It's a lot of people.
Before we there's a lot going on here. Before we go too much further, do you mind if we take a little bit of a break?
Sure thing.
Maybe
Let's take a couple of minutes and get drinks, use the bathroom, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right.
Thanks.
I can have a quick coffee.
All right. Alright, see, Musto's back. I don't know about Star. Or Corey and Alan. Looks like Alan's
Maybe.
back. Alright, cool. I'm assuming Corey can hear us because he's got the wireless headset thing going, so.
Cool.
Alright, so y'all get landed on Coronet, or in Coronet, without too much of an issue. Right. And even though it is a big city and has some pollution and whatnot, you find it strangely smelling so much better than where you've been the last day and a half.
Awesome.
Alright, so are you going to, how do you want to go about contacting roads? You've got a comm frequency to use, but do you just want to use your personal communicator? Do you want to go to, like, a public booth cafe type thing? Do you want, I mean, what do you want to do?
I use my personal communicator. Would I be aware of any kind of like, you know, code words to use or anything like that? Your channel.
Yeah, it's an unsecure channel. I mean, normally, like, whenever you're given a new contact, the name they give is actually a code name anyway, so Rhodes is probably supposed to already be something of a code.
A trigger. So, yeah, if I say, hi, Rhodes, they'll know that it's on the part of the DL.
Mm-hmm. At least that's been the normal method anyway.
Yeah, okay. Cool, well, I'll just dial it.
Okay.
Somebody picks up.
Yeah, after a couple of moments, there is an answer. It is a droid-like sounding voice. They say, "Greetings."
I'll just say, Rhodes.
Please hold. Nice little, like, tinkly, pretty sounding music.
Elevator music.
Yeah.
Elevator.
After about 10 seconds, someone answers, and while it does not sound droid-like, it is obviously a distorted voice.
Back.
Rhodes here.
Rhodes. Need to meet. Just come from Sullust.
Meet me at the Bantha's Tears Cafe in 45 minutes.
Roger that. And I'll hang up.
Okay.
You know, is that something I could hear?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. Did he say cafe? Can we get there early so I can eat? Come on, I'm hungry.
Ruder will just look at you and just look away again.
The food tastes bad here.
I point and say no coffee.
Okay.
That's probably a safe bet.
Is there any kind of like, so where are we in the spaceport, like landing port or something?
Yeah, y'all landed at a spaceport.
Okay.
I mean, there's little food stands you're passing by that you can get quick meals if you wanted or whatever. There's also information terminals. So
do we have credits?
That's what I'm looking
right
for.
Yeah, y'all have a handful and whatnot. I mean, like, there is a docking fee and stuff, but I tend to breeze past that unless I'm making a point of it in the campaign.
Okay.
Y'all have got a few credits, and it's costing a little bit, but I'm not really breezing past. I'm not dealing with the tens of credits. It's once we get to 100 at a time or whatever that we'll worry about it.
Okay. I'm looking for some sort of like interactive map of the city kind of thing, information terminal.
Yeah, you're able to get access to one of those. You have to stand in the line a couple of minutes, but yeah, you get there, and you're able to find where this place is. It is not within walking distance of not in the time frame you're looking at anyway. Walking distance of the spaceport, but a taxi or a rental could easily get you there.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just. So it's an. What kind of place can you? Is it like a taxi rank?
Yeah, there's a couple of taxi stalls basically that you just like walk up to and wave someone down, and there's taxis. So.
Okay. Yeah, I'll let a few go past first and make sure everything. Yeah, there's just regular taxis picking up regular fares,
Right.
and yeah, then I'll just beckon a random one over.
Okay.
Try and flag one down.
All right. Flag one down. It's going to be a drawl that's piloting it.
Okay.
They are
Banter's
short and
tears.
fuzzy.
That's fine. Banter's Tears Cafe, my good man, and don't spare the horses.
He kind of looks at you a moment, but then nods, pulls out like a cigar and starts smoking while he drives you where y'all are going.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna be like looking out the windows. I'm pretty much on edge for this whole rebellion business. I think everyone's a spying out to get us, so kind of like looking out the windows and making sure I'm not being tailed and all that stuff.
I figured me and Star kind of sightseeing.
Yeah.
So all of you are gawking out the windows, just looking at different stuff.
Yeah. I love this trip. At one point, I clearly say something to my buddy, but he's not carrying it all, so I just look, he even walked away. So yeah, it's
You get to Banta's Tears, and y'all remember Rex's Diner from episode 3?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Something kind of like that. Good old Dirty Spoon Cafe type thing for Star Wars.
Yeah.
Manning
Sorry,
the
guys.
desk. It looks like it's a trio of Salonians that are running the place, though.
So can I just quickly interject? My toilet's broken and it's just constantly emptying water. So give me 1 minute just to attach the chain. I'll be right back. I can hear it going.
Yeah, it sucks. I like this guy a lot.
Yeah. Me too.
Alright, so we got a group of Salonians that are running the place.
Salonians. That one doesn't ring a bell.
The description on there, let me see if I can.
How do you spell that?
Selonian.
Oh, crap.
Here you go.
That's a serious looking.
Korean plumbing sucks, but I fixed it.
For the moment.
Yeah.
Those are cool looking little beans. We can make those? Like overall?
Oh, yes, they are erased. They're printed in the Sons of Fortune source book. They're actually rather unusual as far as the Star Wars races go, and for Force and Destiny and whatnot, in that they have 2 stats at 3 to start with and 2 stats at 1 to start with.
Interesting.
They are highly agile and stubborn, but they're not very cunning, and they have a low presence, thus the Rusty Spoon style diner.
Are these the guys that are running this cafe?
Yeah, there's a trio of them, yep.
Okay.
They're running the cafe. There's a couple of other people in here. I mean, it's not a super busy place.
Okay, Star, now's your chance. Choose what do you want to eat.
She looks so excited and find something that is the equivalent of a big breakfast with like the pancakes. So yeah. Yep.
Okay, Star. In Juros we say cheap and cheerful. Okay, so you can take your pancakes, but don't go crazy.
Okay.
Someone's got to pay for this meal.
Oh, I got a little bit of money. She puts a couple credits on this thing.
Okay. Musto, are you hungry?
Yeah, I ordered some kind of fish product.
Yeah, as will I, actually. I don't think Rude has eaten for a little while. So, yeah, we'll just order, like, I'll order, the standard breakfast type thing or whatever, and
Okay.
go to a booth, sit down, and while I'm eating it, just kind of be, like, looking around for somebody who seems to be looking for us.
Give me a perception check. Difficulty 2.
All of us, or just a certain person?
All of you can roll difficulty 2. Star and Musto, since you didn't say you were specifically looking for people looking for you, take 1 setback die.
Okay.
Oh, I failed.
Okay, so you failed. Who rolled that triumph?
Hold
I
on.
did, I'm not going to try. It was only a triumph, no success.
Trying for an automatic success, though.
Yeah, but if you look at these results, it actually computes the triumph is separate from the success. The success portion of a triumph will be cancelled. So, like, he rolled a triumph, 2 advantages, 2 threats, and 1 failure. So the failure offset the success portion of the triumph, but the triumph portion still happens.
Okay.
So no one noticed who you were specifically looking for. Musto, you got anything interesting you want to have happen with that triumph?
His eggs taste good.
It's free meal of the month day or something like that.
No, you got the
You get a free
unlimited
cake.
breakfast, infinite toast or something like that. It's just like good times. But with time-wise, 45 minutes he was told. Could I make a quick check as to how long it took us to get here, and should they be here around about now? Have we got time to spare? Are we
You
late?
got there about 10 minutes early, so you had time to sit down and order, and you're waiting on your food whenever the time ticks over.
Okay, well, after the allotted time, I'll make another check.
As you're waiting on your food, you don't see anyone that catches your attention. Your food gets dropped off by one of the Salonians. It's now about 2 minutes past the appointed time, and as the Salonian walks away after dropping off your food, a human comes up, and he's got a cup of I can't remember what the Star Wars version of coffee was. Anyway, he's got a mug of some hot, steaming liquid in his hand, and he sits down in the empty seat at your table. Says, "Greetings."
Okay, what I would like to do, actually, under the table, is draw my blaster pistol and be pointing it at his gonads.
Okay.
But I don't want him to, I'm not going to make it an obvious thing, but, I'll just be like, "Greetings, what's the password?"
I don't believe there was one.
"What's your name?"
Rhodes.
At which point I'll put, actually, no, I'll keep it out. Okay, just in case.
Don't be rude, have a seat.
He sat down, so I'll be like, "My name is Ruda, and these 2 younglings are in my charge, and we were told to come and find you."
Says, "Yes, a good friend of mine in another system indicated that you may be in need of help and be of assistance."
Yeah, that's an affirmative on both counts.
He reaches into like it's like he's got a dress shirt pocket type thing, like a easy. It's not like reaching into his coat. It's this pocket on the front of his shirt. Reaches in, pulls out a data chip. "I trust that between you have a data pad available."
I'll look at both of them.
As you all hesitate at once, you're like,
Yeah, and we had to leave Sullust in a hurry, so my datapad was left in my apartment.
all right. Well, normally this would tell you where to go, but he leans a little bit closer and whispers an address. Says you go there, that card will let you in. Inside, you'll find accommodations that hopefully will be sufficient while you're here. And I've left instructions as to what I need assistance with in the apartment.
Okay. How can I contact you?
Same frequency, ask for Rhodes.
Okay. In which case, thank you for your help, Rhodes. We're much obliged.
Not a problem.
Thanks.
He stands up and then says, "May the force be with you," and turns and walks off.
Ruder will just kind of like cock his head because he hasn't heard that being said for a long time.
And Star about breaks her neck, going back and forth like about 6 times. Did he said that?
What did he mean?
Did he say that?
He did.
And I look at Musto. He said, did he just say what I think he said?
I think he did.
Why
I ain't
would
heard
he
that
say
in a
that?
long time. Why would he say that? There, Ruda. Is there any reason that you've ever heard of that?
No, but I think muttering those words is probably along the lines of treason in this empire.
Well, maybe there's a new thing coming around. And that guy said a very intriguing statement. And where are we going now?
Well, when you've finished your pancakes, we've got an apartment to go to.
Okay.
So I'm not trying to hurry you or anything, but maybe get them to go.
And she looks at you. She looks at the pancakes. She goes, "They aren't that good, anyways." And gets up.
In about 10 minutes, you'll be yearning for those pancakes. I suggest getting them boxed up.
Eat them as we walk, at least.
And she's got like her hand up and puts it back down and goes, "Okay, you're always smarter than me."
I just
Okay,
follow along behind him, keeping him watch.
All right. So y'all get your stuff boxed up to go and pay the tab and all that good stuff and head out. The address is about a 15-minute walk, so it's within walking distance if you want, or you could get another taxi or whatever. Which do y'all choose?
Walk this time.
Yeah. All right. You get there. This is a large apartment building, like 25 stories large. And there are definitely shady people around. If we were in today's world, we're talking like South Central projects type look. Not a safe neighborhood by appearances. Probably enough to make Star extremely uncomfortable, as there's jeers and whistles from people of races you're not even sure what they are.
Yeah.
And a couple of them you're not even sure if they're male. Like, that race may not even have the equivalent of male. You're not sure.
And
Do y'all just keep walking? Does anyone react to...
I hope to just keep walking. I hope to be able to keep walking.
I'll just usher them along quickly. Don't make eye contact with anyone. Just keep walking.
And my blaster out well. just in
7
case.
eyes heard.
Musto and Ruda, give me a perception check, difficulty 2.
Success. Ooh, look at Tommy.
Yeah.
Good job, buddy.
All right. So before you use your third triumph of the night, let me describe what y'all spot. And Star, you noticed this as well, but for some reason I'm not making you roll. You guys are going along, trying to mind your own business, when all three of you get your attention caught by there is a trio of individuals. One is a male Nemodian. Then there is a male Gungan, which y'all have met one of because there was one on the crew. And there is a male human. The three of them, like, all of them have the look of, like, they're computer geeks. Like, they're scrawny for the races. They're not well fed or anything like that. And the three of them are walking through when a rather large Trandoshan and his couple of buddies just walk up and just shove the heck out of the Nemodian and slam him back into a wall. And the others, like, start to try to scurry away whenever his two buddies grab them, and they basically start to rough them up. What do you do?
Well,
like, you're in a bad neighborhood, so there was hints of violence and stuff, but this is, like, blatant. Like, you're still on the street.
Musto finds this very unhonorable, so he walks ahead and tries to solve the situation.
Okay.
Keep walking, ignore it. Not our business.
Star, what do you do?
I listen. I listen vehemently, and I'm scared to death, and I just listen to my much wiser and seasoned person.
Can I tell that Musto's like about to go and get himself involved?
Consider he's already about a third of the way to them. Yeah.
Okay. I'll just give like a shrill whistle. Musto, come back. This is not our problem.
At the shrill whistle, both the Nemodian and the Trandoshan both look in your direction and spot you.
I think Ruda's head will just drop with an audible sigh.
What is going on here?
The Nemodian screams, "Help! They're going to kill us." To which the Trandoshan backhands him and sneers, "Stay out of it, you don't want any of this."
Musto, he's right. We really don't want any of this.
Yeah, come on, let's go.
Musto, what do you do?
Are the other two approaching me, or are they just holding me back?
What now?
I'll walk over to Musto, put my arm around his shoulder, and say to the Trandoshan, like, forgive my friend, he's new here, he doesn't realize street politics, and no offense intended, and trying to like start ushering Musto away.
It completely goes against Musto's values, so he shoves him out of the way and keeps walking.
Okay, so Ruda does a very good job of attempting to dissuade Musto and cover things up. For some reason, my Google Hangouts has stopped my overlay. Oh well, I'll figure it out later. So yeah, he does a very, very adequate job of trying to convince his buddy to back down from the scary Trandoshan. But that's clearly not enough. And the Trandoshan, realizing that Musto is coming, makes a snapping motion with his left arm, like just snaps it out, and you hear a slight buzz from near his fist as he starts towards you, Musto.
What are the other two doing? His buddies.
Right now, they're just holding the three people that they were harassing. Like, they shoved the two of them down again. They're looking in your direction, but they're not sure yet if they want to ignore their current entertainment for you. But
I want to run at him and tackle him.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead and roll me initiative.
What do you want, cool, for initiative?
This will be vigilance.
Oh, success.
2 successes, 2 advantages.
Oh, you just hear me say, you couldn't let it lie, could you?
I've already killed one Trandoshan. I'm not scared of this one.
I'm more concerned about where we are.
Oof.
The streets are listening and watching.
Alright, so the Trandoshan gets to go first, then all three of you get to act, then the thugs with him. The Trandoshan, as you get close, is going to haul off and slug you. Let's see, Alien Brawls difficulty 2. He has... Okay. Alright. What's your soak?
5.
5. So you take 4 strain as you get hit with a shock gauntlet. And he will have, as he hits you and you are charging for him, so basically we'll use the 2 threats. You'll get a boost die on your attack roll as you were already positioned to charge him. Next up is one of you guys. Probably Musto, but it could be someone else.
Well, I'm already running towards him, so I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm going to see how this pans out.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be ready to heal him in a second.
Is it a melee or a brawl?
If you're trying to
I'm gonna
tackle him,
heal
that'd be brawl.
Okay. Well, it's the same either way. What's the difficulty? 2?
2.
Boom. 3 successes, 3 advantages.
Alright. Your brawn is 4, right? So that's 7 damage headed his way. Alright. And what do you want to use those 3 advantages for?
Give the next one a blue die and a black die to whoever the next enemy is.
Okay, so a boost die to your next ally as you set him up for a 1-2 punch, and knocking him off balance, he'll get a setback die to his next turn.
Yep.
Alright. Next up is one of you guys.
Okay, what are his other 3 companions doing now that they've seen this go down?
They both shoved their respective person they were harassing to the ground and turned to head towards the encounter.
Okay, I'm going to draw my blaster pistol from its concealed holster, and just kind of like pointed at both of them, like waving it backwards and forwards to say, "Stay out of this. This doesn't need to get any more unpleasant than it already is."
All right.
I make some sort of intimidation check or something.
Yeah, go ahead and make a coercion check. Difficulty will be 1 red die.
Oh, kind of believe me.
All right. They both second guess their approach. They still stand at the ready to help their buddy, but they don't immediately get involved after your threat.
Okay, well, I'll just to reinforce that, I'll be like, I don't want to use this thing, but I'm a real good shot. Just let them handle it one-on-one.
Okay, Star, what do you do?
I'm gonna heal Musto already.
Okay.
But that's just a medicine check,
strain.
right?
Well, you have to get
I'm
up
only
there.
down strain.
He's not down wounds yet.
With my band, I'll be like, Star, stay back. Kind of put my hand out to gesture to stay where she is.
Okay. So is there a defensive stance or something I can take?
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
I think it's called guarded stance in this system, if I remember right.
Okay. I'm gonna take that then.
All right. Well, the two of them.
Actually, since I still have an action, can I shoot at their feet?
Well, you don't have an action because using any dice pool is considered an action, so the coercion check is an action.
Okay.
All right. So they will stay. They'll also assume guarded stance and just kind of watch the slugfest and see what happens. So I'm going to proceed with the initiative, just Musto and the Trandashan, until someone says that they want to interfere, to keep things rolling at a good clip. So the Trandashan will attempt to slug Musto again. And this time I'm going to use a force die. Let's see, he's got a setback die from your roll, so boom. He hits you, and with your soak, does 2 more strain, and he's further off balance, and will have another setback die on his next roll.
Alright.
Your turn, Musto.
Just keep slugging away there. There we go.
Okay. And we'll use those 2 threats. You'll suffer 2 more strain as you exert yourself and
I'm
are being shocked repeatedly.
I'm at 9 of 11, so.
Okay. His turn.
Yep, I'm done.
He hit and does 2 more strain to you, which knocks you unconscious. And for his maneuver, he will stand over you and prepare to piss on you.
Okay, hey, can I now heal him so that he can actually be awake so he can
the
do
Trandashan
something
is
on it?
standing over him and isn't threatening him immediately, but he is preparing to piss on him. So do you want to run up there and
get a golden shower as well, or?
Well, or cause the currently.
Or couldn't I just sneak up and touch his feet and then make him wake up?
Well, before you start twinkling toes over, just let me kind of, I'll like point my gun at the Trandoshan's genitals and just say, "Look, you beat him fair and square. Show some respect. I don't want to have to neuter you."
Blow him off! I'm sorry.
He looks
This is an unpleasant situation. You won. You're the man. Let's just leave it at that, shall we?
He looks at Ruda, kind of sneers a bit, I'll remember you, and I'll get even. As he like turns and heads back about his business.
Oh, hang on a sec.
Which he turns and he's heading towards the Nemodian.
Do you know what? So that was kind of like a veiled street bully threat, wasn't it?
No, I just considered it a wash. He actually backed down from the pissing on Musto, but he's making his way.
No, but I mean, like, did he threaten me with like, "I'll remember you"? Like,
yeah, I mean, it was a vague, kind of empty-sounding threat, especially since you're like, yeah, I don't even know if I'll be in the star system tomorrow, so.
Yeah.
So we don't really care.
Yeah, I'll just keep my gun trained on him as he walks off. Star, get him out, get him out of here. Let's go. He's wasted enough time. Trying to be the hero.
The Transition like gives the Nemodian one good swift kick, knocking him unconscious, and then sneers at his buddies. Let's get out of here. And the three of them walk off.
I walk over and so he's just knocked out, right? I can. He's not dead or anything.
It's strange.
Okay. So what do I have to do here? Because I am still a little bit new to this.
Well,
because he's out, right?
Yeah.
Well, after the encounter's ended, he can roll something to recover strain.
Yeah. I mean, he'll come around on his own in a few minutes.
But I can make it immediate, can I?
If you want to, with your actual force power, you could. The actual medicine check would probably not make it any faster right now, because normally you're trying to heal wounds with that.
Right. And
what do I got to roll for that?
Discipline, no difficulty. Successes restore strain.
One strain.
So yeah, I mean, 30 seconds later, you've come around a bit. And...
Did I win?
No.
You nearly got yourself pissed on. That's what you get for being a hero.
That was pretty stupid, Busto. So now we should go to the crappy apartment in this great building you almost got pissed on, and go figure out what we need to do to get the heck out of here. I hope there's some credits at the end of this. Because you almost
as you're standing and they're rattling this off, the human and the Gungan kind of make, or the human's helping up the Nemodian, and the Gungan comes over and says, "Misa thanks you." There's no telling what they would have done.
Just be careful from now on. I might not always be there. Give him a wink.
Yeah, I'll kind of conceal my blaster again and say, "Yeah, Musto, you know, you're really scared the piss out of him, literally."
He didn't kill him. I did something good.
I'll turn to the Gungan and say, "What was that about? Are these just street thugs?"
Misa and Biza points at the Nemodian. We owes their boss some money.
You should pay your debts then.
We're behind.
Why'd you borrow the money?
We needed information, and someone had it.
Well, if you swim with the sharks, you got to expect to be bitten from time to time.
The Gungan nods to that. Yeah, me got bitten. He points to his rear, which does not seem to apply to the current encounter, but kind of makes you wonder.
Oh my.
Okay, well, I'll turn back to Musto and Star and say, "Now, we really need to get to our apartment. Can we go without any more incidents?" This is a
How about?
dangerous place.
Yes, just lead the way. Come
How
on,
about you,
Musto.
Rash LaRue? Do you think you can stop your spurs from jingling and jangling until we get there?
Yeah, let's go. Hangs his head in shame.
Good. I'll lead the way.
And,
All right.
and I hang back just a little bit, and so that Rue can't hear us. And I go, I thought you were gonna lightsaber that guy. as we're walking away.
Do you really want me to give that away?
Well, I thought you were gonna have to.
All right.
It'll be okay.
All right. So y'all make your way up. There's a couple of near calls to the encounters, but other than a drunk guy throwing up in front of you, you make it up to the apartment complex without further significant incident.
Lovely.
When you get inside, it is a smallish two-bedroom apartment type thing. The walls are definitely thin enough that you sometimes think you hear neighbors. Give me a perception check, difficulty 2, with 1 setback die, everyone.
No.
Oh shoot.
2 success and a threat.
All right.
2 threats.
So I rolled that, and then so I got nothing. Because I forgot to put the 2 in there, sorry.
Okay. So, as y'all are there for the first little bit, start to get settled in. I mean, it's not greatly furnished or whatever, but it has a bunk bed in each bedroom with basic nondescript clothing that seems to be in style in the area in each room, and in a closet, some for women, some for men. And then there's a couch that looks like it's got a fold-out type of mattress as well. So, I mean, 5 or 6 could sleep in here without straining it if they had to. But, Ruda, you notice, as y'all are there and taking stock of what's in the area, in the room place, you start to notice a pattern to the sounds you hear, and then you realize that you're not hearing neighbors. You're hearing something set up in the apartment to mimic the sounds that neighbors would make to anyone listening. Like it's a white noise generator that actually sounds like someone living in your apartment. Does that make sense?
It does, but would I find this odd?
Well, I mean, it's one of those things that, like, at first, whenever it kind of clicks and you, like, hear the repetition and whatnot and make sense of it, you're like, what the... And then you're like, oh my goodness, that's genius. Because it makes it where it sounds like someone's living here regardless of whether someone is.
Okay. Oh, I see. So it's sort of like an anti-thief deterrent or whatever. It sounds like someone's home constantly.
Right.
Oh, okay. Well, let's start looking around the apartment because you said there was some information there for us.
There's
about a mission or job.
in the kitchen. There's a small data instrument panel where basically like a fixed-in computer that you can scan the card and whatnot.
Okay. Well, before I do that, how's Musto? Has he recovered enough strain so he's not groggy and stuff anymore?
Yeah, he's functional. He's definitely gonna feel it in the morning type thing. He feels like, but
How much have I recovered, or does it still one?
probably 2 or 3 by now.
Okay.
I mean, it's such that you could take a stun hit at this point, but
Star, Musto, Is there somewhere to sit down, like a table with chairs and stuff?
There's a couch. There's a couch and one of those dining room tables that has 2 seats.
Okay, I need to have like a father son or. Okay.
Just the bathroom with
Take a seat. I've got something very important to tell you.
Okay.
I plopped down on the couch.
Okay. Now, you need to understand something about the way this place works. It's very, very dangerous. There are bad people out there doing bad things. What you need to understand is it's not our business. Okay? What you did, Musto, is very commendable, but you could have got yourself seriously hurt, and Star and myself. Yeah, there was just a couple of them, but they might have had friends nearby. Don't engage in things that have nothing to do with us. Okay, we're here to keep a low profile. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Star?
Yeah.
That's not good enough. Say, I understand, Ruda.
I understand.
Musto?
Yeah.
I understand, Ruda.
I understand.
I
Ruda.
understand.
Who is Ruda?
Good. I might come across as a bit of a hard ass, but believe me, everything that I'm doing is for your own good. Okay? So just do what I say and we'll be fine. I promise. Now, go to the bathroom, do whatever you gotta do. I'm gonna access this computer terminal. And I'll head into the kitchen and leave them to do whatever they want to do, talk about whatever they want to talk about.
Okay.
After they've been, chastised by the father figure.
Gotcha. The data terminal, once you access it and get into the system, it's got a description of an older Bothan and a fuzzy holographic image of him. And it basically tells you that this individual contacted Rhodes and requested evacuation to Coronet. He lives in one of the cities to the south of town. Rhodes, in the briefing, he basically tells you that he thinks that his identity is too hot to go down there without attracting unwanted attention. And so he's asking you to retrieve this individual and bring him to the safe house that he has set up for you. There's enough room in the safe house for him as well. And that's what he's requesting your assistance with.
Okay. Is it like time sensitive?
It indicates that
get me now.
Well, it indicates that there's a rendezvous location set up for tomorrow afternoon. So you've got about 24 hours to figure out your transportation, get there, and rendezvous with the guy.
Okay. In which case, I would like to call Rhodes on the secure line.
Okay.
On the line.
On your line or from the apartment?
On my line.
Okay. After a few moments, you get that same robotic, "Greetings.
Rhodes.
Please hold." About 10 seconds of pretty elevator music. Rhodes here.
Okay, so we arrived in the apartment safely. I've looked into that matter you need assistance with. Is there any transportation available to me?
Us.
Yeah.
It says in the top drawer on the left beside the stove, there is a ignition device. The vehicle is in the parking garage across the street on the 3rd basement level.
What kind of vehicle is it?
nondescript land speeder that has room for 5.
Okay. Right, I'll make haste and go and pick up your plane now.
Okay.
End of line. I'll put it down. Now, is there any kind of like pizza type food, delivery kind of stuff?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, right. I'll go back into the living room. Star, Musto, I've got to nip out for an hour. However, watch some cartoons. I'll order you some pizza. Make yourselves comfortable, but do not go out and do not open the door to anyone. Unless it's me.
What about the pizza guy?
Well, I'll leave when the pizza arrives. But I just want you to watch cartoons and eat pizza. I'll be back shortly. But do not go out and do not open the door. Just make yourselves at home.
We're just supposed to say okay to this. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm hoping when I turn on the TV equivalent, the hollow screen or whatever, I'm hoping the sight of furry bunnies and animation just blows your childlike minds and you're just engrossed with these images that you see of stuff like that. And yeah, when the pizza arrives, you'll hopefully be happy as pigs in turd. So.
Well, all right. So it shows up, and we are in fact happy as pigs and turd because I've never heard that statement in my life, and I love it.
But yeah, so you've got your junk food, you've got your cartoons, your little children. So hopefully that'll keep you entertained long enough for me to go out and pick up this guy. So. Again, what are the rules
for tomorrow afternoon? So, y'all
got tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, the rendezvous is for tomorrow. So you got time. I didn't know if you were planning on doing something else. That's why I didn't interrupt.
No, I was. The pizza and cartoons were merely a distraction to keep these two entertained. But since the pizza's already here and they're kind of enjoying the cartoons. I'll just whatever, just babysit.
Alright. Sounds like a plan.
So if they want to do anything other than stuff their faces, they're more than welcome.
I go get in the bathtub again, run the water, try to recover some strain.
Alright. So rest up, get all your strain back. Alright, so we'll fast forward to the next day. Are y'all going to try to arrive early for the extraction to survey the area, or just show up right on time? And
I was thinking it would just be me that goes, just because these two would attract too much attention.
Okay.
Hence the kind of cartoons and pizza plan to keep them occupied.
All right. You two got it.
That's not going to work today because I don't like cartoons anymore. Where are you going?
We've had enough.
Look, I've got to go out and pick somebody
up.
So
we got to go out. I'm part of this little endeavor. I point my finger at him. What?
Star,
yeah.
I like you. I think you're great.
I like me too.
But I don't think you two in this place are a good match. We were walking here and Musto nearly got pissed on after he picked a fight with the Rockies. You two do not belong in this kind of environment. I love you, but please just listen to me. I know what's best for you guys. You need to stay here while I go and get this guy. I shouldn't be gone more than an hour or two. Can you do that?
We'll stay in the speeder. Just take us.
Well, I just want to go see what it looks like.
Make some sort of roll to convince me, because I'm a persuasion or something.
Let's see here. One of you would roll charm versus.
Oh no, I got some charm up in this joint. I can do that.
So Star roll charm. The difficulty would be Ruta. What's your discipline pool?
Discipline is 4 yellow.
What?
I'm kidding. Two green.
I don't think that's possible as a starting character.
I know. 2 green.
All right, so your difficulty will be 2 purple on this star.
Okay.
Can I give him a boost out assisting him?
He's
like-
tag teaming.
Oh, he's pulling on my arm. Please.
Yes or no? No. Here we go. Oh. The dice hate me tonight.
Daddy knows best.
Fine. But if you're gonna give us one of those communicator thingies, right? So we can at least talk to you.
Because I don't have to listen to you enough, Star. Yes, I want to hear you even more. Can I make some sort of would it be what kind, streetwise, just to see if it would be okay to take them? Like, would I know that it's a good idea?
I mean, the biggest problem is in your immediate 3-block radius where the bad neighborhood is. I mean, this trip has you going an hour or so south of Coronet. So I mean, out there you're going to pass into more rural area and everything. So I mean, it's just this immediate area that's. In fact, if you're going off of your sense of streetwise and whatnot, if they leave this room and stay in this area, it's more dangerous than taking them on the mission with you.
Okay.
Because at least then you can escort them through this area.
Right. Okay. Star. Well, she's not there. Musto. Okay. You guys can come. But as you know, outside this apartment is really dangerous. Let me go and get the car, and then I'll call you on the comm link to come down and meet me outside the building. I'll be back in 2 minutes with the speeder. You can come with me, but just let me get the speeder on my own. Come down the stairs, jump in, and we'll be on our way. Does that work for you two?
Yeah.
She looks very excited.
You look it. Okay. Right, okay, so what I would like to do, Josh, is just leave them in the apartment. I'll go down quickly, grab the speeder, park it out front, and then call them to say, come down.
All right. We're going to go ahead and skip ahead then, because they're not going to run into any issue unless they decide to make an issue exiting the premises. This image that I've got up is of a Bothan. It's the contact they all are supposed to rendezvous with. So, all right.
Brown hair, brown eyes.
Yeah, I didn't get that for very long. I wasn't.
Oh, sorry.
Did they give us the name of this dude?
It did not give you a name.
Was it just the image?
It was the image and description, and told you when and where he's supposed to rendezvous with you.
Okay, that's easy enough.
Not
Cool.
too many dudes
So-
look like that.
Yeah, if these guys are in the speeder, I'll make haste and get out of this dodgy area.
Okay. As you make your way out of here, do you want to arrive at the rendezvous early, or and if so, by how much, or do you want to get there, pull up right as it's supposed to be timed, and look for him, or what do you want to do there?
I'll get there 10 minutes early.
Okay, just a little bit early then.
Yeah.
All right, and all right. So the vehicle you're driving is a rather nondescript land speeder. It's got a few dents and stuff like that in it, wear and tear, that sort of stuff. As it gets close to the appointed time, and this area is basically it's the outside of a mall, basically, a shopping area. Basically, it's a mall parking lot that like you're supposed to be parked on X row at X time, this many cars down type thing, to where they are presumably know what parking space you're going to be in and don't necessarily know who's picking them up and that kind of thing from what you gather of this information. Or, I mean, Pete. So as you're parked and whatnot, everyone can give me a perception check since you know who you're looking for. Difficulty 2.
Oh, smashed it.
Used up all your triumphs, I see there, Musto.
Yeah.
Alright, so Musto didn't get any successes. You got a couple of advantages. Musto, in the distance, as y'all are waiting, you notice a couple, like a stormtrooper squad on patrol. Like, they're not looking at you or anything like that. They're just on patrol, it seems.
Who notices, me or Musto?
Musto notices that with the advantages. You notice the Bothan that you've been sent to pick up is exiting one of the entrances from the mall. He's got what appears to be like 3 shopping bags in his hands, and alongside him there is a young Zabrak female. She looks to be in her early teens, probably. She's carrying one shopping bag as well, and she's clearly walking with him. And they are making their way. He does a good job of doing the whole, I think I misplaced my speeder type walk through the parking lot as he circles around a couple of times, zigzagging in the general direction of you guys.
He was supposed to be alone.
Alright, so now whenever it gets like they leave the mall about a minute and a half, 2 minutes before the appointed time, and he's zigzagging at a pace like you can tell, like after you watch him for a bit, he's actually aiming for getting to this parking spot at exactly the appointed time, not a bit before. And he's about 150 feet away from you, about a dozen parking spaces away still, when all of a sudden he stops, drops his bags, and he turns back towards the entrance, like looking towards it, and he says something, and the Zabrak female breaks into a run, running straight for your vehicle. She drops her bag as well. And a few moments later, you see 4 stormtroopers come out of the entrance that guy just turned towards, and he starts towards them. What do you do?
Okay. I'll like. So how far away is the Zabrak from?
At this point, because she broke into a run, about 100 feet or so.
Okay. Well,
he's about 300 feet from the door of the mall.
So this is like a parking.
Yeah, it's a parking lot. There's various vehicles around, the various makes and models and whatnot. Some land speeders, some air speeders.
Okay. What I'd like to do is just kind of like start driving towards the Zabrak. When I'm close enough, stop so she can jump in, and then I'm gonna, with all speed, continue towards him and try and pick him up as well.
Okay. And do like a grab and scoop kind of thing?
Pretty much.
Okay.
You guys do the grabbing, I'm doing the
pull
driving.
out of the parking lot, heading for the girl. The stormtroopers fall into formation, like 2 in front, 2 in back. The 2 in front drop down, and all 4 of them unload at this Bothan at once. He keeps running towards them, and at this moment, Musto and Star see something that gets your attention, and that is the bright green blade of a lightsaber in his hand as he's running towards them, as he deflects several of the blaster bolts away. And continues running towards the 4 stormtroopers.
Badass. Ruder's kind of jaw will just drop when he sees that go down, but he'll still like be driving towards the Zabrak female.
Okay. About the time y'all pull up next to the Zabrak and motion her in, because I'm assuming Ruda's concentration is on getting the package basically, while Star and Musto are getting to watch more of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
From the right and the left edges of the building, like adjacent to that entrance, the next two entrances down basically in the mall, 4 more stormtroopers come out of each, and they start to train their weapons on the Bothan. And then out of the entrance at the original entrance, this individual steps out. And ignites a red lightsaber.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah. He steps towards the Bothan, and as the Bothan was just like reflecting. He actually took out one of the stormtroopers by actually deflecting a bolt back at them, and then a second bolt was headed that way, and this guy deflects it harmlessly into the ground, and he starts charging the Bothan.
I say, get me close now.
All right.
Yeah.
So the Zabrak gets into the vehicle. Musto is asking to get closer. Ruda, what do you do? Do you still close on the Bothan that's, like, within a few seconds of now, he's going to be engaged with the red lightsaber wielding human with 11 stormtroopers bearing down upon them.
Okay, well, yeah, I'll just be like, I want to, try and get his attention, like, beat me horn, shout, get in, as I'm driving towards him. So I want to see if he kind of makes an effort to kind of come towards the car, or is he fully committed to engaging the stormtroopers, all 11 of them?
Okay, so as you like honk the horn and like do the whole like speeding towards him a bit and turning to where he could get in the vehicle, he motions back at you guys, and in that moment, the side door that the Zabrak hopped in, that you guys, like, Star's helping her in and getting ready to help this guy in, that door slams shut. And then he is engaged in pitted combat with the other guy, and the stormtroopers are closing in as they're doing so. And they're not shooting anymore, as they don't want to hit their ally, basically, but they're trying to surround him. And a couple of stray blaster shots come in y'all's general direction.
Okay, so from his body language, I'm suggesting that he doesn't want to come with us. He's
Right.
going to stand there. All right. In which case, I will kind of like throw the speed around and just like head for the exit, man.
What are you doing?
Which is what the Zabrak. Why are you leaving him?
Okay.
Yeah, we need to go help him.
Okay, go help him. I'll just stop the car. Like, I recognise overwhelming odds. But if you guys want to help, tell me. I'll stop right now.
I'll jump out and run towards him.
Yeah, if you stop the vehicle, I get out of the vehicle.
Okay.
Shortest campaign ever. Okay.
Well then.
Okay, well, I'll stop. I mean, yeah, I'm really like undecided. I have no idea what the hell's going on, and they're like, "We got to stop and help." So it's like, okay. But,
How far away are we?
It'll take you 3 rounds to of double movement to get back to the melee, basically. And the 2 of them are the closest to opponents because the stormtroopers are closing on them from the other side, basically. The stormtroopers will take pot shots at you starting next round, as it's obvious that you'd be coming towards the scene at that point.
I
Oh, everyone wants to get back in the car.
yeah. I'm
Oh,
thinking
that was
about.
quick. That
I,
was quick.
hey, Roo, I'm coming back in, Roo.
Could
The
he
what?
could he drive us closer any quicker, or?
Yeah, a little bit quicker. I mean, it'd take 2 rounds of him piloting to get there, but then he would have the vehicle in the
Yeah.
melee, basically.
Musto, you remember what I told you last night, yes, about this being a bad place?
All right, 1 round of
Didn't think you
combat
were
has
going
gone
to give
by
up on
between
the
the 2 of
job.
them. The Bothan, since you got Musto, since you have actually studied some of the lightsaber forms, you recognize that the Bothan is using Sheehan style, which is the more cunning-based form, and the red lightsaber wielder is using Makashi duelist style, which is a one-on-one excelling form. And they,
Okay. Have I got time to ask the Zabrak, what should we do?
she says, I don't know. He said that he was arranging safe transportation for me.
For you. So I'm that safe transportation. Should we get out of here, or do you want to stick around and help this guy?
I don't want him to die. He's helped me. He's taught me a lot. But he was...
I don't want to die.
She says, I don't want to die either. Why are your friends charging towards the guy with the red lightsaber?
Because they're idiots. They're not familiar. I don't know where they were found, but they're not familiar with the ways of the modern world.
She says,
And they think they
perhaps
can
could be
help
an idiot at
everybody.
times as well.
They think they can help everyone.
At the end of my last movement, I want to draw my lightsaber.
Oh dear.
Okay, at the end of the 3rd movement, as you move closer?
No, at the end of the first movement.
Okay, so you're drawing the lightsaber whenever they are pitted and you're identifying the forms involved. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and you're continuing to run. Star, are you continuing to close as well, or?
Yeah,
what?
no, I'm going with my buddy. I can't leave him alone.
Okay. All right.
Thanks.
Rude is gonna stop at a safe distance. Well, when he stopped to let these guys out, he'll have been talking to the Zabrak, and that's all he's doing.
Okay.
He's a
Pull
genuine
behind a
boss
bigger
of the battle
cargo
for
van,
big.
so you're out of the immediate line of fire and waiting to see what happens, basically.
Yeah.
It's all happened so quickly.
All right. So, after the 3 rounds of combat, which this will be the first round, basically this round with 1 movement, you'll be able to get engaged with the Bothan and human. Actually, I need to... Each stormtrooper squad is going to shoot at each of you guys once. The first time will be at long range... Or no, actually, they get to shoot at you twice. The 2nd round and the 3rd round. So it'd be long range and then short range. So... long range with a 2-handed weapon is difficulty 3. Yeah.
Am I going to be able to block any of these, or?
Do you have the block
I think
talent?
I doubt it.
Actually, I think it's the
Never
reflect
mind.
talent. Yeah, reflect talent, and actually, a Toro Striker doesn't even have reflect in the entire tree.
Then no.
Oh wait, no, it does have 2 reflects in the middle. After the Aturo technique, you can get 2 reflects. But yeah, if you don't have that, there's no way to actually reflect. Okay. So it would be difficulty 3 for the first attack on each of you. Musto, you have soak of 5, right?
Yes.
So you take 4 wounds.
You know I can do something now.
And then a shot coming at Star.
I don't know.
Why do I have a setback dice there? It didn't matter when the previous roll doesn't. Oh. What's your soak, Star?
It's not. I don't think I have very much at all. It's really bad.
You have brawn of 2. You have
That's
2?
what I have. Yeah.
Ouch. So that's 3 lower than Musto, and they have 2 more successes. So instead of 4, 9 wounds.
That's good.
Musto, as you're getting ready to continue closing, you saw, while you took like kind of a glancing shot to the thigh or whatever, Star got hit by like 3 bolts from the other Stormtrooper squad.
Yeah. That's bad.
Are you going to continue to close, or are you going to help Star?
I figure I'm way in front anyway, so I don't really see that happen.
Okay.
I'm fine with it.
You may hear it, though.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Star is going to be quiet about the fact that she just got shot 3 times.
Yes, and a third of 3/4 of her life is gone.
Is Ruda doing anything, or?
Well, I was giving you the opportunity to respond first.
You'll get back to the speeder, and I keep running.
Okay.
See, Rude is sat there with a smug, knowing look on his face, like, I kind of told you so.
Okay.
Okay, so then, right in front of, Rue, I'm gonna heal myself so that he can see me do it.
Okay.
Alright. So, actually, I think it'd be better actually if I healed somebody else. Well, yes, somebody else, because then I just get it back, right?
Huh?
Isn't that how that works? Like with a healing trance, don't I get some for every bit that I heal somebody else? Heal one for healing trance.
Well, no one else like immediately around you needs to be healed for one, and is in range. But healing trance, no, you commit one of your force dice, which right now you only have one. So basically, you focus on that, and for every full encounter that it remains focused, you heal 1 per rank of healing trance. So basically, you heal at a much greater rate by meditating with that. But that's not going to help you, like, in the midst of a battle.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I guess I'll just do surgery on myself. All right. So what do I? It's just a medicine check. So.
Are you doing the force heal or actual just medicine on yourself, first aid?
Well, I figure I just do medicine because if I do the medicine, it gives me additional wounds for.
Right. Do you want to run back to the vehicle first? or are you gonna stop in the middle of the parking lot and
Oh
perform
no,
first aid?
I thought I was already there.
No,
and, like,
this happened in the second round of your running, so you got a full round to run back to the vehicle.
oh. Yes, I would like to make my way back to the vehicle.
Okay.
And
So you're
hopefully
running
not
back
get
to the
shot
vehicle.
again.
Right. You're running back to the vehicle, which puts you out of range of the stormtroopers now.
Okay.
So, Musto. You're now short range. They're going to...
Actually, my strain was up one because I didn't put my grit on from being healer. I'll tell you that straight off. But that's alright. I'll fix that afterwards.
Okay.
But yeah, it's kind of neat.
The combat between the Bothan and the guy wielding the red lightsaber, the guy with the red lightsaber gets nicked in the knee, but at the same time he severs the Bothan's right arm at the elbow. So he takes a minor wound, and the Bothan gets his weapon hand disarmed. Disarmed. The Bothan screams out, and as he does so, he gets kind of like the blow carries a momentum, and he spins around and sees you approaching, and he will try something. Need to get some of those tab things to mark, like, frequently referred to rules in my book. So he reaches out. One for that. 1, 2 for that. And okay, so he reaches out, and as a couple of more light blaster bolts are headed in your general direction, as you're starting to close further, he reaches out, and you feel yourself bodily lift off the ground and get hurled backwards out of range of the blaster bolts. Like, you were at long range, the blasters only could shoot at long, like they can only shoot out to long, and he actually throws you out of long range into extreme range from where the shots are coming from. And then he, as he gets up from that, he nods to you, and he gives a bow that is very reminiscent to how the Jedi Knight that trained you guys would kind of salute to y'all after, like, whenever you would duel and whatnot for training, that little slight bow thing. And as he does so, the Inquisitor behind him knocks him unconscious with the butts of his lightsaber.
So how far am I from the speeder?
From the speeder, you're one move action away. You just move once, and then you can get in with another maneuver, basically.
But they can't shoot me. So.
Yeah, you're out of range of... I mean, they have to close in order to continue shooting at you. At least with the weapons they have in hand at the moment.
I yell at him and tell him I'll come back for him and hop in the speeder.
Okay. Alright. Star, I'm assuming you're healing yourself, and Ruda,
Yeah.
once you got all your people again, you make a hasty retreat.
Yes, now that lessons have been learned.
Well, you know. I mean, he's hard-headed, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
That's school of hard knocks, tough love, you know. You got to learn the hard way.
Alright. And as you drive away, Star and Musto, you feel like a cold presence, as you can feel the power of the dark side reaching out, trying to find you.
Would we know how to hide our presence, or is that something?
I think that's Mr.
Is that
Rick's
actual?
skill. Or no, wait, it's there is a skill that does it. I can't remember which one it is off the top of my head. But I think it's deep enough in the tree that y'all would know it's possible, but you don't have the specifics on it yet.
It probably would have something to do with cool, right?
No, I think it's discipline, but it is a I don't remember if it's a power or it might be a talent in one or more trees. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Okay.
It's not a common ability. I know that much. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, shadows can do it. They have an ability called Shroud. Spend a destiny point to make yourself undetectable via force powers and make his own powers go unnoticed for the remainder of the encounter. So most Jedi in this system don't know how to truly hide themselves, but there's also not a whole lot of ways to actually find someone successfully.
I asked this Abrak, is that your master?
She looks at you uncertainly, like she's not entirely sure how to answer that, but then she seems to remember / notice the lightsaber that was in your hand as you got back in the vehicle, and she just kind of nods very slowly, like slightly like the slight in shock type appearance about her as she's not sure how to answer and just nods.
Okay.
All right, and that's got to be the greatest spot to stop right there. No, I mean, it's good.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's actually with time and everything, that's probably a pretty good spot.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly, it doesn't leave us with a great spot for a cliffhanger.
Well, is it her master? Yeah, of course it was.
Yeah, she nods. So, I mean, but all right, we'll stop there. For those watching, thank you for watching. We will have episode 5 next week, where hopefully by then we'll find a 4th player, but if not, we'll continue with just the 3 we've got. Thank you again. Please feel free to check out Tides of Change. And Ruda, what was your site again?
What the Dice.
What the Dice on YouTube.
We keep it real with the Star Wars. It's awesome. Check it out.
All right, y'all. Have a good one. Signing off.